So, lads, yesterday at the time of recording was our 7-month anniversary of the podcast.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
Okay, no, that's lying. You're lying.
No,
No,
not
because he said 6 months was literally last month.
Yeah,
And we're in October.
our first short was uploaded on March 13th.
Wow.
So we're recording this on October 14th, obviously, but
Wow.
Crazy.
it's insane.
7 months, man.
7 months, almost 3.5K subs.
Yeah.
Almost 3 million views.
We need that 5K at,
Need
at
that
1
5K.
year.
Yeah,
we need that.
YouTube's been fucking up our subscribers. We haven't been getting constant
Our subscribers have been fine. It's been the views.
yeah, but we would get I would wake up every day with 25 new subs, and it was great.
That's the
Seeing the
thing.
number go up a lot. Now it's going up 1, 2, 3.
I think the
2,
algorithm
1.
is supposed to test you to see if you really want it, right?
I guess.
You're gonna have these good. Remember, we had 2 days in a row where we had 100K view shorts.
Yeah.
That's when we went from 1,500 to 2,100 within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that was one part of the growth, and then you go maybe we've had one short in the past week not get 10K views.
Yeah.
But you know what happens? It fluctuates. We just got to weather the storm, take our medicine, and then kind of go back stronger. But this is October is giving me August vibes, but it's fine.
August, how was August?
August was terrible.
July
Was
was our best month.
Unironically, it was our second highest viewed month, but that's because we had all the leftover views from the 100K shorts in July.
Oh.
All our views in August of the shorts in August were not
low.
great. Yeah. But it happens.
Hey.
It's everything fluctuates. November could be amazing, At any month our channel could blow up.
I have a feeling December's going to go insane.
Yeah, the last end of the year.
Well, yeah,
December's going to go insane.
Yeah.
December CPM, obviously we're not monetized yet, but December CPM is when all the YouTubers.
What is CPM?
It's it was counts per minute or something like that. Let me look it up right now. Hold on.
We're gonna be on the YouTube Rewind.
Now, think about this, guys.
They don't even do that anymore.
Oh,
The last YouTube Reline's the most disliked in YouTube history.
I love the YouTube Rewind. We should bring it back.
Think about this, though. 'Cause
Yeah.
Now that we're going into winter time,
Yeah.
The season's back too.
so number one, that's number one. The season's back. Number two, a lot of people are going to be spending a lot of time indoors on their
Correct.
phones, on their computers. So look,
Correct.
it's going to be a bright couple months here, gentlemen.
It'd be a great
Yeah.
couple months.
Let's go.
I think next summer is when this will really take off.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Because I think we'll be at a higher sub count by then.
5K and over.
Anywhere from 5 to 10K, the views can just easily it'll be easier to get a more viral video if you have a bigger following.
Sure.
Plus, once we get to 10K views, we have a lot of stuff planned.
Yeah.
So,
And then we can, once we get monetized, we can get the better equipment, all that stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're
We'll be well on our way.
we're going through right now. Nothing's been really giving us any issues anymore. Knock on wood. We've been okay.
Don't say that.
Midas has been doing
No,
wonders
yeah,
for
the,
us.
the,
Midas has
wi-
been
the
trooping.
wire. I told you.
No, it was the wire.
I think
the
no,
wire.
because we had a couple fuck ups since the
Did
wire.
we?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, but I think it's been fairly fine.
Hey.
Right. So I realized that CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions. So basically, however many however many dollars you get per 1,000 impressions, it's always the highest in December. That's when a lot of the that's when a lot of the companies will submit ads and everything like that. And that's when notice how people do Vlogmas. They do a video every day of December, and you don't see a lick of them in January because CPM is at its all-time low.
see.
So that's why.
Ah.
So, I mean, obviously we upload 24/7, 365, so it really doesn't matter for us, but, it'll mean more in December,
Okay. Now,
So-
I never knew what the Vlogmas was. Now I know.
Yeah,
Now
it's
we know
ba-
why they
yeah,
do that.
I never understood that.
You think the YouTubers do it for you guys, but
I
in all
never
reality, I
understood
guess
that.
that's kind of true, but, December CPM is insane. So
Okay.
that's kind of why it happens. But yeah, obviously, I looked on our social blade yesterday. We're projected to hit 5K subs on January 5th.
Oh.
See if we can ramp that back a few more days because the goal is to hit 5K by the end of the
It'll
year.
happen. It'll happen.
If we can get another 100K view short, I think we'll easily get there.
Oh.
It's just a matter of when will it happen. For us, it's a waiting game. For those that don't know, basically, we upload a short. We don't know how it's going to do. So, it could get 1,000 views. It could get 10K views. It could get anything.
The thing, we'll have a short that's at 7K in an hour, and we're like, oh my God, this is going to blow up. And then it just stops at
stops.
10K,
Yeah.
and that's it. And I'm like,
It's
well,
what?
Our top our top 4 highest viewed videos are over 50K. Our most popular video got 10K in the first day, and then it just got the next 10K in the next week, and
Yeah.
then it just kept slowly creeping on up. Our second most
Weird.
popular short literally just shot up right away. It was like 16K after 24 hours, and it just kept going.
Yeah.
Our draft that got 120K views is about to hit like 20K in the first like 6 hours, and then just kept shooting up. And the one we just did a few weeks ago, which is like 68K, it's almost at 69K, which would be pretty sick, had like 200 views after a week and a half.
Oh,
and it just shot up. So the algorithm works in mysterious ways. I mean, our second ever player build we did got, I think, 400 views for like the first 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And then it just shot up in views.
That's so weird.
It's so odd.
So it could happen.
So the YouTube algorithm picks and chooses whatever it wants.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of the beauty of it. It's not an exact science, but it is definitely a lot of weird math and statistics and everything of that nature. But we love it.
Yes.
And look, we just, you know, obviously we want to get monetized. We want to grow this community, but we really just want to be entertaining and kind of bridge the gap between, you know, entertainment and good actual NBA analysis. So that's kind of where we're at, but we love it. But any other thoughts on that? Anything else we want to talk about?
No, we're filming in the daytime.
It is the daytime, yeah.
Which is rare. So it happened that I am off today for Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day.
I just got out of work.
And he just got out, and Tyler's
I'm just here.
always off.
I'm just here.
So
I'm fun employed.
We were like, day episode, and we're like, let's run it.
We do apologize for the lighting's a little bit of a yikes.
The lighting is going to be off.
Natural light behind me. It looks a little weird, but we're working through it. But
you'll still see us.
You'll still see us. But what's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode number 27 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Tyler Schwartz, Anthony Cavino, and Giovanni Squitieri coming at you from the studio once again on this beautiful Monday morning, or I guess Thursday afternoon when you guys are watching this video. Lads, how are we today?
It's a Monday. It is ALCS Game 1 day.
Oh, yeah.
New York baseball is at its prime. That's the only sport that's at its prime right now, unfortunately, for New York sports.
We do have a New York team in a championship right now.
Oh, wait. WNBA, the Liberty.
Right.
They just tied it up yesterday. It's 1-1.
Okay.
They choked that game.
We forget. I haven't been getting a lot of WNBA stuff on my feed, which is weird.
Because Caitlin Clark got eliminated.
I would hope I would be getting more.
Okay.
But yes, I forgot the WNBA finals. It is 1-1 right now.
Yeah.
We hope the Liberty. It's weird to say that we would think the Liberty get the first championship out of every team.
NYCFC won the
NYCFC won MLS Cup a few years ago.
They were the first team to kind of break through since the Giants in whatever year they won.
That was the last 2012.
Even though the Giants don't even play in New York.
Nope.
But
so it doesn't count.
So yeah, I guess the first since the Yankees in 09.
Yeah.
So.
But it's ALCS Game 1 and NLCS Game 2, which starts in 3 hours.
Yep.
Tyler is hopeful for a win.
Hey,
I'm hopeful for a win as well.
Listen, the Mets got two prophecies on their side, right? Every team that's eliminated the Brewers has made the World Series, and every team that has won via a shutout in Game 1 of the NLCS since 1960-something has lost the series. So I have some hope. We'll see what happens.
History always repeats itself. That is one thing that we should always take into account.
Well, look, I'm just hoping for a Subway Series.
No, I don't want that.
I'm hoping for that.
That is pressure on me.
We're a bad matchup for them because we got nothing to lose.
It's bad for us. Because if the Yankees lose to the Mets, it's literally like the end of the world.
Bro, because
I'm going to a game if it's a Subway Series.
We all have to go.
Yeah, we'll go.
I'm going to break my wallet, but it's...
if it's Subway Series, I'm going.
Yeah.
We'll go to the cheaper stadium.
Go to Citi Field.
Yeah.
I'm not paying $1,000 to go to Yankee
Stadium.
Stadium.
Cheaper
Fuck
stadium.
that.
Yeah.
Citi Field is low-key better.
Citi Field is better.
Food is better.
Citi Field is by far better.
But Yankee Stadium is Yankee Stadium.
Yankee Stadium is Yankee.
Yankee Stadium, it's so dull.
Yeah, but it's Yankee Stadium.
It's
Yankee Stadium.
Nothing. It's history.
I just hope it doesn't turn out to Yankees Dodgers. That's like the nightmare scenario.
That's what's gonna happen.
Low key, if these Dodgers fans keep up this behavior, I might low key root for the Yankees.
Why? What are they doing?
Like Shohei?
They're praising the Chase Utley slide.
Oh, they're back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what happened with that?
Back in 2015, we played them in the playoffs.
Oh.
And Chase Utley it was a dirty-ass slide that they claim was clean and broke Ruben Tejada's leg and ended his career, basically.
That slide, I mean,
dirty bastard, bro.
no, yeah, that you should never be praising someone for breaking someone's leg unintentionally or intentionally.
I'm gonna either look basically at the end of next week. I'm either gonna look like a total genius or a total idiot because one of my friends tweeted out like some hot takes before the start of the MLB season. I said the Yankees and Dodgers won't make the World Series.
Oh,
so. I'm on a good track record, though, of predictions because literally 2 days ago, 4 minutes before the Guardians hit a grand slam, I said manifesting a grand slam right now.
Yep.
And then...
Yo, Tyler, you're kind of crazy.
A few weeks ago, before the NBA schedule came out, I just said, I don't know why, but I have a feeling the Nets are going to open up the season in Atlanta. And look at where the Nets are playing on opening day.
Yo, Tyler, do you have like inside information that nobody has? Are you like the new Woj?
You know,
it might be.
What was so funny is when the bases were loaded for the Guardians, I was like, I have a feeling Lane Thomas is going to go yard here because Screwball was looking pretty bad. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, the swing. I was like, oh, that's probably gone. And I was like, all right, that's like game over.
Do we call cap on that?
I think we do.
Sure. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to saw it all along.
It's Anthony.
It was. I didn't say it.
I knew it from the beginning.
But I knew it. I felt it in my brain.
No, that's good though. But yeah, no. Basically, to answer your question, in the world that backyard baseball is now back, as Abner Double Play would say, do you have psycho abilities or something?
Is it? I was so.
I'm actually gonna get the game.
Is it on PS5?
No, it's on Steam. It's on PC.
It's on Steam.
Yeah. So I'm getting it on my PC. So I'll be able to.
Oh, I can get it on here.
It's not on Mac yet. Oh, you can get it on here.
I can get it on here.
Mm-hmm. You can.
Oh, all right. That's a PC.
You'll have to plug in your controller to the PC though for it to work.
The PS5 controller.
Correct.
Whatever. Yeah. Oh, fair.
So
yeah.
Obviously today, lads, we have quite a jam-packed episode. Let me just open my notes so I can remember everything. So obviously, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we've reached the end. No, this isn't the last episode, but this is the final part of our mini-series of our preseason power rankings for the 25 season. So we're going to do our top 5 today. These are the teams that we feel have the best shot at winning an NBA championship, or at least have a decent shot. I think some of the teams last week have a good chance as well. But these are the 5 that concurrently we averaged out to as the best in the NBA. So we'll do that. We have a retirement to go through, including going over the 2024 class of the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. We have some more NBA expansion news. We know you guys love expansion talk, so you're going to get more of it. Obviously, we're going to go over the GM poll reports. So every offseason before the season starts, all 30 general managers or president of basketball operations, whichever ones, are polled on different questions, and they answer with players and everything like that. And we're obviously going to go through some more preseason stuff because obviously a lot more performances and news has come out over the past week since everything started. And and it's obviously Antoine's turn for shower thoughts. So
my shower.
Okay. I was hoping he wasn't going to do that.
He did it.
Yeah, he did it. So, that's essentially that. And lads, any final words, thoughts, comments, concerns before we get things underway?
Concerns.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Go.
So if you guys are on YouTube and you are new around here, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're obviously trying to grow this channel, get up to 5K by the end of the year. That's our goal. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you drop a like, hit the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you're notified every single time we upload, which is every day. If you're on any audio platforms, on Spotify, be sure to give us 5 stars, drop a follow, answer the polls. We do polls weekly. If you follow us on our socials, links down in the description below. And basically we post daily on Instagram, TikTok. We post on Twitter every now and then. And obviously our personal ones are on the bottom of your screen right now, which you guys can see. Be sure to get Gio to 1 million Twitter followers. That's kind of all the general housekeeping, right? Did I miss anything?
Nah, you hit it all.
All right, we did it.
On the dot.
All right, let's just segue right in. Obviously, we always open up these shows with retirements whenever we get them. I'm trying to think what we've done so far. We had Blake Griffin. We had Joe Harris. We had Jeremy Lamb.
Gordon Hayward.
We had Gordon Hayward, and we just most recently had Derrick Rose, and we had AJ Griffin as well.
Yes.
Right.
Today we have an interesting one. This is a guy that has won a lot, but is never a household name. Known sharpshooter. His nickname is Icy Hot. His name is Danny Green. Danny Green has finally called it quits after just a lot of seasons in the NBA. I think it was 16 seasons in the league.
Really?
Yeah,
So
I'll
spent
pull it
8
up.
seasons in San Antonio, 3 in Philly, 2 in Cleveland, and then a season each in Toronto, the Lakers, and the Grizzlies.
Okay.
He's one of 4 players in NBA history to win 3 championships with 3 different teams, and I don't know, they were not all consecutive, but he won 1 in San Antonio, won with the Raptors and the Lakers in back-to-back years.
I was going to say he did win with the Kawhi one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he is one of those 4 players to win. And yeah, I mean, as a career, didn't really average much, only 9 points a game.
He was really
What was his best season?
His best season, his
Probably like
prime-
17,
14, 15.
14, 15.
Yep,
was-
he averaged 11.7. So
Wow.
his best 3-point shooting season, because obviously that was his main forte,
Spurs.
was actually the 2023 season.
What
He barely played. He shot 45%
That
from
doesn't
3.
count. That doesn't
Yeah. He shot 43.6% in his 3rd season in the NBA. That was
He-
the most games he had ever played, too.
Yeah, he
What
shot
season was that?
48%
The
his second
2011-2012
Yeah.
season.
That sounds about right.
year. Only
was his-
8 games.
That's
was-
when he had that heater.
That was his
Still-
second season in San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
8 games he played the season after.
Yeah. No, that was the season before.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, bro. Danny Green, he was definitely a championship piece.
absolutely.
That's for sure.
He's a serial winner.
Yeah, he's like a
Yeah.
he's like a lesser Klay Thompson, if you ask me.
Oh, I would say he's like a current day Klay Thompson.
Yeah, which is a lesser version of the Klay that we are all
Exactly.
know and love,
Yeah.
right?
He was the one I think that really started that 3-point shooting trend. Before Steph.
No, it was
I
Ray.
don't
It was
know.
Ray Allen.
Ray? Okay.
Absolutely
All
Ray
right.
Allen.
I mean,
Okay.
there's always been like those
I-
guys who are shooters on their
I
team.
think you could make the argument that he started the sharpshooter role player type guy.
The
Yeah,
wing.
I
Yeah.
feel
But,
like,
like-
teams have always had that.
Right. Yeah. So I don't really know.
Petrovic, Stojakovic,
Exactly.
guys like that. They're always pass the ball to the wing, knock down shooter. You know what I
Right.
mean? But
However,
yeah.
there are 2 things he's most known for in his career. Obviously, being the guy that contested Klay Thompson when he tore his ACL, and everyone thinks he did it on purpose and everything like that. Do you think it was dirty?
Actually forgot that play, but
No.
I don't think Danny Green is
I
a
don't
dirty player
remember that.
whatsoever.
No. And it was the finals. If you're not going up for if you're not contesting a dunk, then why are you
Yeah.
in the finals?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of how I
Yeah.
am known by it. And obviously, Game 5 of the 2020 finals had the 3 to easily just seal the title and prick the ever living shit out of it.
Yeah.
So that's what he's most known for.
Danny.
Danny.
He has low key bunnies.
He really does. Though.
He can get up there and
He can
it
get
surprise me. Like, like you would think shooters are just like shooters. That's all they do.
Not at
This
all.
guy can jump. Like he's had some posterizing dunks in his career. He's had some chase down blocks off the backboard
Yeah.
in his career. So it's like not only can he knock down shoot, but he can also jump with the best of them.
Yeah, he
I
really
like
can.
Danny a lot.
What are your thoughts, Antoine, on Danny Green?
Listen, I remember him from the Spurs team majorly, but Toronto as well. After Toronto, it was kind of just a fall off from there, just because the teams he went to. But San Antonio, that team was always going to be. He's going to be the unsung hero of that team. I think he was
Yeah.
a really good role player with
Oh, yeah.
TP, Tim Duncan, Manu. He did start for them, of course, but he was the role guy that was always there. I mean, of course, I remember like Toronto, of course, with Kawhi, he did play a good amount of the games. He started 80 of them,
Yeah.
which is almost the whole season.
Wow.
But yeah, San Antonio, that was his prime. He was different there. That San Antonio team, of course, we know is one of the greatest because of the 3 guys that were there, and then the role guys like Danny Green, Boris Diaw, Matt Bonner, really good role players. They had a deep bench that Patty was there.
Yep.
But Danny's great. Always loved him as a player. Always used him in 2K when I played growing up as just a shooting guard because he was a good 3-point shooter.
Yep.
Right.
But yeah, he grew up in our backyard. He was born in New York in Manhattan, in North Babylon. He went to St. Mary's in Manhasset,
yes,
not too
sir.
far from us. 15-year career. Unfortunately, with the way the CBA, as Tyler always says now, these vets can't really, get the money they look for or can't really get the game time. 15 years is a very doable, very admirable career for Danny Green. He's going into his, he'll be 38 in June. He just turned 37. he's almost at 40. He's not LeBron. But
he's not LeBron.
37, 38.
That clear.
37, 38 is a respectable age to retire for him. And he has his podcast. Presumably he'll be back in probably.
What's the pod called? Shout him out. Is it called The Green Ranger?
That would be really.
That's his Instagram name.
That'd be really corny.
The Green Ranger is his Instagram name.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me look up. Inside the Green Room.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Inside the Green Room.
The Green Room. That's
what it's called.
That sounds about right.
So
it's co-hosted with Danny and Harrison Sanford.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
probably one of his friends. Usually these NBA podcasts are.
I don't know how many subs. Let's see. I'm unfamiliar.
Now you're about to expose his.
He has 26K subs.
We'll pass him soon.
His most recent video was his video about announcing his retirement.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
But he gets Inside the Room with Danny Green.
Yeah. We'll put a link down to the show in the description. Be sure to go check it out.
Yeah, check that out.
Now, what I want to talk to you about is why I think his career ended.
Oh.
Yes. So obviously, after his days in LA, took a deal with Philly. Was there for 2 years. Now we all know we've had loads of Embiid conversations regarding him stepping up into playoffs, him staying healthy, him flopping. Him flopping supposedly are recommended by his doctors to prevent injuries, even though that sounds like complete BS, right? Because the more knocks your body takes, the more you're going to get injured.
Precisely.
During the series against, I want to say it was either Miami or Toronto, he goes up for a layup. He gets a little bit of body contact, completely flops and collapses right into Danny Green's knee and tore his ACL.
No. Is that what happened?
That's exactly what
happened.
I forgot. Yeah. So, and like I said, that's the one thing with players that flop, you're putting other people in danger.
Right, because you're just flailing your body wherever. You can't, out of control.
Danny Green is 6'6", 215 when you got 7'1", 290 falling on your leg.
God,
it's bad, and he never really recovered from that.
That's horrible.
He barely played in Memphis. He barely played in Cleveland. So that really is sort of a career-ending injury, if we're being honest with ourselves. Because even though he was older, I still think these last couple of years could have been better. But he never really got that opportunity again.
Wow.
So it's kind of sad, but it kind of is what it is.
I mean, yeah, you expect a guy like Danny Green to... I mean, he played a long time in the league. 15 years is long, but you would expect him to play more because when you can shoot the way he shoots,
right,
careers can last much longer.
And we've seen the same thing with Joe Harris, too. Just one injury.
Right.
And literally derail your entire career. Because if they both never got hurt, I think both of them would still be playing right now. And they'd be a lot more productive. But
that's just maybe like Embiid, just a little bit less.
Really?
So thanks for telling me that.
Yeah, I didn't intend for that to happen.
Yeah, but now it happened.
Yeah, that was kind of the last. That was the last of good Danny Green we saw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah, obviously won't make the Hall of Fame even though he has 3 rings.
No.
Role player legend, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
The Role Player Hall of Fame.
The Role Player Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he'll go there. If there's that.
Is that even a thing?
We can make that.
Yeah.
We should, yeah.
We should make a Role Player Hall of Fame.
A flame?
Flame.
Flame. Role Player Hall of Fame. But yeah, that's really we wish Danny Green the absolute best. Congrats on an amazing NBA career. 3 championships. I mean, getting to hold a Larry O'Brien once must be amazing, let alone 3 times.
He's a winner.
2 in back-to-back years. That's some cool shit.
All 3 with different teams.
Exactly, yep. Like I said before, one of 4 players ever to do that.
Bro was also super lucky to be placed on the Spurs franchise with all those legends and all that.
I also think he was
in a great
situation.
situation.
He was lucky to be in Toronto for the season they won and the Lakers for the season they won.
That too.
I feel like that's more lucky.
That's more
both,
lucky.
All of those is lucky.
Yeah.
Like, how do you?
Bro got drafted to the Spurs.
Choose that?
He got drafted by Cleveland.
He got
and then traded to the Spurs.
Traded to the Spurs.
Either way.
So, yeah, that's Danny Green for you.
Yeah.
So Laker fans hate him, but everyone else seems to like him.
We're inside his room.
Okay.
In his green room.
Why?
Right.
Why?
We gotta move on. We gotta move on, bro. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Anthony.
Shameless plug for this podcast.
Any final thoughts regarding Mr. Danny Green?
Nah.
No.
Anthony just killed my vibe.
Yeah. And on that note, let's move into the next segment. All right, into the next segment, the next story. We didn't really find out about this till 2 nights ago. I guess there wasn't really a lot of news around it, which is kind of surprising considering these are where NBA Hall of Fame or NBA players, are, sealed, their legacy sealed forever in the Hall of Fame. So the 2024 class was inducted, I believe, 2 nights ago or last night. I don't even remember.
Last night.
By the time you're watching this video, it was earlier this past week.
Yeah.
There were 6 new inductees that were honored and celebrated. The main 3 headliners being Chauncey Billups, Vince Carter, and Michael Cooper. And obviously, Walter Davis, Bo Ryan, and Charles Smith were the other 3.
Charles Smith.
Yeah.
Wait, Knicks legend, Charles Smith, number 54, or is it a different guy?
Let me look it up.
Because Charles Smith, I know him.
Like personally?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. He's like 6'8", big guy on the Knicks. I don't think he's good enough to go to the Hall of Fame, but he wore number 54 on the Knicks.
I'm looking it up right now. Charles
'Cause
Smith.
that would be crazy. That would be crazy if he went to the Hall of Fame. doubt
He
it, though.
was. I don't think it was
know.
him.
Nah, yeah, probably different Charles Smith.
It might be a different Charles.
What year
Smith.
did this guy play?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Oh, you see anything, Anthony?
I'm looking right now. Let me see.
But yeah, while we're looking for this, Gio, any thoughts on it?
Well, yeah. I mean, Vince Carter. I saw him dapping up Michael Jordan. I saw the clip.
Yes, sir.
Well, what did Michael say? He was like something like congratulations, like.
That is the wrong Charles Smith.
Oh, it is.
Yes, I just figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It is.
Back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw Vince Carter dapping up Michael Jordan. Was like, I can only imagine how you feel right now. Michael Jordan's a Hall of Famer, the GOAT, and he's saying, I can only imagine, bro. You can beyond imagine. Like you experienced that, bro.
Right.
Like, I just thought that was funny.
To Vince Carter.
Yeah. He was like, because he was like, how do you feel right now? And Vince was like, oh man, it's amazing, or whatever he said. And then Michael Jordan was like, I can only imagine, like, bro, like you're the GOAT.
You
bro.
know this. You've
You're
experienced it.
like you've been through this, bro.
I'm convinced MJ is high during those times.
You think so?
Oh yeah, MJ's
I
definitely.
don't know, maybe.
He's been chilling.
He's
bro.
on the cloud.
He's a billionaire
think so?
now. Like he's vibing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super happy for Vince
Oh
Carter.
yeah, Vince. Yeah.
I'm so biased. I'm happy the Nets pressured the Raptors into retiring his number.
Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't even have to pressure them.
The fact
They
that we
should
had
just
to
do
is
it.
sad enough.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, happy for Vince Carter. Happy for Chauncey Billups too.
Yeah, Chauncey.
'Cause this is about to be a rough year in Portland for bro.
Yeah.
He might not even make it through the All-Star break.
Wait, is the Hall of Fame listed in order of who deserves it most? Like Chauncey was first
It was listed.
selected.
It was listed
and
in alphabetical order.
alphabetical. Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say
So
Michael Cooper. What do
Talk
we think
about-
about him? He's
talk
kind of
about-
like a
talk about him, bro.
what is this, like a third ballot Hall of Famer?
Michael Cooper, you said, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it took him a couple times to get in there. I mean, he was a great defender, an outstanding defender with those 1980s Lakers teams. I know that.
Right.
Him and Magic Johnson. I think he came off the bench.
He did.
He came off the bench and he was a beast off the bench.
I think he was the only person to win DPOY as a bench player.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
He was a beast off the bench, defense and offense. So those teams with Magic Johnson, they were running that. They were
Talk
running
about
that backcourt.
clamps, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
As far as the other people go, Walter Davis unfortunately passed away last year, so God rest his soul.
Walter Davis. Don't know much about him.
He played for the Suns, the Nuggets, the Blazers, and went back to the Nuggets. He's a 6-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA. He was Rookie of the Year in 1978. He was drafted 5th overall by the
position?
Phoenix Suns. He was a shooting guard, small forward.
Okay.
So averaged 19 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists.
Nice.
So just very solid career overall. He also did win a gold medal.
How many years he played?
He played. He played 16 seasons.
16. Oh, yeah. Much
Yes.
deserved.
Much deserved.
Average 19 over 16.
Won a gold medal in the 1976 Olympic Games.
Yeah, that's good.
So-
Much deserved.
And the last person on this list, Bo Ryan, was a college basketball coach. Won 4 Division III titles. He made 2 Final Fours and won 3 Big Ten tournaments. Basically, just was a very decorated basketball coach. He was inducted into the College Basketball Hall of Fame in 2017, and now he's in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Career coaching record of 747 and 233. So very efficient. And in tournaments, he was 25 and 14.
Yeah.
So
Solid.
very well done by him. Currently 76 years of age. So absolute legend of a man.
I was going to throw a little fun fact back to
Vince.
Vince Carter's cousin, Tracy McGrady.
Yes, that I did know.
And you brought up Walter Davis. His nephew is UNC head coach Hubert Davis.
He was a former Net, Hubert Davis. He's currently, I believe, second or third all time in 3-point percentage. I don't know if Luke Kennard passed him or not, but
Yeah.
that's a little tidbit on Hubert Davis.
Just find it interesting how like there's a lot of relatives in these circles, in these athletic circles. It's just interesting, you know.
I think
all
that's
connected.
I think
It's all
that's just
genetics,
yeah. I was
man.
gonna say it's just a nod to genetics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got
like,
those peak
well,
genetics.
more than likely, if your father's an NBA player, you're at least gonna be somewhat of a good athlete, right?
right? Somewhat. You have no
have to
choice.
be. I mean, all three of LeBron's kids play sports,
right,
right? They're not all basketball, but they all play sports.
right.
So it really just kind of depends.
Yeah, I saw a comment on Vince Carter's on his thing where they inducted into the Hall of Fame, and one of the guys that commented was like, all this guy did was dunk, and he's in the
Oh
Hall of
my
Fame. And I'm like, bro,
Stop it.
I know I didn't watch much of Vince Carter, but I know.
I watched a lot of Vince Carter, man.
Yeah.
He was
So you can attest to the player that he was
exactly
outside
yeah.
of just his
I
dunking
easily
ability.
Could
He
I
was,
easily
he was
could.
a scorer.
Yeah. Man, I mean, he was like, I'm pretty sure he like led the league in scoring for like 3 seasons in his career. He averaged
He was up
28
there.
a game.
He was up there.
Yeah, he was like MVP race type player. So
And when
he
I-
wasn't just a dunker.
And once when I saw him take the picture with the old New Jersey Nets jersey, I got a little emotional.
Yeah, for real?
Yeah, he's my favorite. He's my favorite Net ever.
If on his
He's the only
on
reason.
his-
He's the only reason I got into basketball.
Oh wow.
on his retirement night, if they're giving out a bobblehead, we have to go.
Oh yeah.
I want that bobblehead.
You guys can go.
Yo, listen to me. You're coming to get the fucking bobblehead.
He's holding you against your
Okay.
will.
I'll go to the Yankees.
We can't go to the Toronto one.
I mean, we can, but like, there's
And
no
I
point.
don't want a Toronto Vince Carter bobblehead. I want the New Jersey Nets one.
They probably won't even do a bobblehead. It's literally just the rafters.
I'll only go if they move the New Jersey Nets back to the New Jersey
Or they
area.
get Cooper. What if they get Cooper Flag?
or that.
Yeah, I know you're heavily reliant on Cooper Flag
Very
deciding your
reliant.
fandom.
Very.
Listen,
reliant.
the Nets will always be the New Jersey Nets.
Yeah, if they come back to the Izod Center, I'll
You
come
mean the
take it.
Prudential Center?
No, they were.
No, wait, what happened? Is the Izod?
They moved to the Prudential Center for like their last year, but
Izod is still there.
yeah, but it's like
The
they
building is used for
prep for concerts and stuff.
prep
at
for
MetLife.
concerts and a lot of movie stunt films.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, as much as I love the Nets being in Jersey, the vibe in Brooklyn is just
Yeah, it's
so OP. It's so
It's
good.
better. Yeah, let's be
Because
honest.
like I understand the Knicks are the New York big market, but like the Nets are just cooler.
So you see, you have the Liberty bringing championships, and you have the Nets bringing nothing.
Well, who's the Liberty's NBA affiliate? It's not the Knicks,
Yes, but the Liberty are bringing championships.
and the Knicks are
Who's their affiliate?
no one.
Knickerbockers.
You can't bring another New York team.
No, but if you said the Nets aren't bringing championships, what are the Knicks bringing?
Damn.
Or orange and blue.
Damn.
Hey, look, I'll stick with the
You can't
black
even
and
talk,
white.
Anthony, bro. You just gotta stay silent because
Exactly. Yeah.
Listen to me.
you guys are definitely not winning this year.
Both of our last championships came when our parents were like 2 years old.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
So sorry, Knicks fans.
yeah.
The Knicks,
And
you're-
Nets fans.
the Knicks, you're coming into the Garden and you're getting dug 6 feet underneath the ground,
Okay.
Yeah.
and you're not
Basically what
you're
it
not
is.
doing any landscaping in our garden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna pretend that made sense. But any sort of like final thoughts, comments, concerns, questions regarding this Hall of Fame class? Any final remarks?
No.
Good
No.
class.
Yeah.
Good class. Congratulations to all 6 of these people. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next year. I know next year there are some big names that will be eligible.
I'll look that up for you.
So, hey, before we move on, let's just see who's eligible for next year's Hall of Fame. Might as well. I don't know who exactly. I feel like there's like some obvious ones. I also don't remember.
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, I think Dwayne Wade and Dirk will be eligible. I want to say, and they should easily get in
Okay, reference has
because this should be the 5-year wait, right?
Sean Marion,
wow.
Buck Williams, Horace Grant, Elton Brand, Detlef Schrempf, Amari Stoudemire,
Yeah.
Mark Jackson, Sam Cassell, Marcus Sol, Richard Jefferson,
Oh, RJ should definitely
You
get in.
think RJ?
Yeah, he should.
I don't know if he will.
Zach Randolph,
Zach.
Carlos Boozer,
Nah.
No, he's not getting in.
Luol Deng,
Yeah, everyone else is kind of washed
Danny
out.
Ainge,
None of those guys.
Danny Ainge,
No,
as
not
a
even Danny.
GM, Danny Ainge
Doc
should get in.
Rivers.
Well, not yet. He's not. His career's not over yet.
He literally set the Celtics up for this dynasty.
Yeah, but I don't
Meta World Peace.
Just think about it, right? Danny Ainge made the big trade, right,
Yeah.
for all the picks, hired Brad Stevens, and then passed the torch to Brad Stevens before he left because his work there was done. So,
I guess.
Oh, Stephon Marbury.
None of these guys are getting.
yeah,
into
none
the
of these
Hall
guys
Fame.
get into the Hall of Fame. It was just the first, 10
I
names.
think the year after is when Melo
Melo, Wade,
and
Nowitzki.
yes,
No, but okay.
Melo's got a long
Yeah,
year to
Melo's
play.
got-
26 is Melo and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Oh,
27 is Griffin and Iguodala and John Wall.
okay.
Griffin.
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Holdover candidates are Joe Johnson, Amari Stoudemire.
Joe
Johnson.
Joe should get it.
He should, but he won't.
I think he should.
He should.
I think he will.
Yeah,
I
I
just
think
hope-
if Vince is
Maybe
in,
not first
if
ballot.
Vince is in, Joe should get it.
But Joe is not flashy as Vince.
Yeah,
I
Vince
think
Carter
Joe
is
should get
better.
in as a Hawk.
You don't go in as
As his
Okay,
career.
okay.
yeah, you just go in as a career.
Yeah.
They're not like the Yankees who pay guys that have been there for a year.
Dang,
and get
he's
in as a
really
Hall of
coming up
Fame.
to New York
Yeah.
teams right now.
It's true though.
Hey,
really-
Melo's into the Hall of Fame in 2026 confirmed.
He probably will make
That
it.
is the best Knicks player of all time.
That's really sad.
Wow.
That is the best in
He's actually
my
not.
in my era. That's
He's-
the best. The best Knicks
I'm
player.
not a Knicks fan, and I know he's not the best.
No, the best Knicks
Yeah.
player of all time is Clyde.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Walt
Patrick
Frazier.
Ewing.
I think Clyde.
Walt
is
Frazier. For
I think-
sure.
Clyde.
That's
is better.
fair.
Ewing never delivered.
That's
Frazier
true.
did.
I think it goes Clyde, Ewing,
Willis Reed.
Willis Reed, Starks. No,
No.
Marbury.
He's such a.
I would put Melo
he's-
over Stark.
He's such a
Melo
hype
over
beast, bro.
Charles Oakley.
Oakley was OG,
I think
but like,
I think Steve Novak's up there.
hell,
Okay, I think.
I think it's time
I think it's time to move on to the
Yeah.
next segment, shall we?
I think
Yeah.
Pablo Prigioni's up there.
All right,
bro.
let's move on.
Let's go.
All right, into the next segment, the next story. Guys, it's been a while, but we're finally talking about expansion teams again. NBA expansion has been a very hot button issue regarding just sports in general, right? You know, just as more teams and more media comes to each sport and everything like that. Obviously, WNBA is expanding right now. Baseball's going to expand soon. Hockey's just expanded. It's all just one big movement. And it's the NBA's turn now, I think, soon, right? And we talked about this a few weeks ago regarding, you know, future cities or conference realignment and all that stuff. And last night, a tweet from Legion Hoops appeared on the timeline on Twitter. I'll put the tweet on the screen right now. And it says, report, the NBA is targeting the 2027-28 season for when the expansion teams will begin playing games per ESPN.
Nice.
So not only does this mean that we'll see expansion teams in the next 3 years, but this also means that most likely next season we'll get the announcement of what city will get the first team. Because I don't know how they're going to do this, whether they do one team now, one team a few years later, or they do both at the same time. Because they already confirmed it's going to be only 2 teams, so the NBA will go to 32.
Which city is he going to be in?
I personally think it's going to be Vegas and Seattle.
Vegas, Seattle?
Quite obvious. Yeah.
I think Vegas is for sure. Seattle, I think, is.
I think Seattle's the other
think
most
it's for
likely
sure?
one. Yeah, I think the Sonics are because keep in mind the Thunder a few weeks ago gave the rights to the Seattle Sonics.
Interesting.
So we'll see. Apologize for the noise. If there's like a helicopter above or the
That's a
landscapers.
land-
Molo.
Landscapers.
Yeah.
Lawnmower.
Hopefully there's not much audio going through, but it is what
Yeah,
it is.
it's fine.
But yeah, damn, that's really loud.
That's probably because they're right by the window.
Yeah, they're like right behind me.
It's okay.
But yeah, we'll power through for y'all. But yeah, can I just get some thoughts, Gio? We'll go to you first.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this tweet, on this decision from the NBA?
Hey, look, that's exciting. Something else to look forward to. New NBA teams. I've never really experienced that in my. Have we experienced that in our lifetime? Expansion teams?
No.
The Bobcats.
The Bobcats.
But I think we were like really little when it
Yeah, I
happened.
was too young to really like understand what was going on.
What we experienced was when the Sonics moved to OKC
Right.
and when the Bobcats changed to the Hornets and the Hornets changed to the Pelicans.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That was it. Just name changes.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, and relocation.
But this, yeah. So this is gonna be a completely new team in Vegas,
Yeah.
which is cool. I've never experienced that. And now that I'm actually paying attention to the NBA, I'm actually gonna have a an actual reaction to what's going on.
Right,
Because
exactly.
when I'm young and I don't know what's going on, like, you know,
The most recent we've had expansion teams has been the NHL with Vegas and Seattle.
yeah.
Yep.
MLB, nothing. NFL, nothing.
Nope. Just the MLS has been expanding every
Yes,
year.
Every year.
And obviously now it's the WNBA's turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the NBA, it's going to be interesting
Yeah.
to see how this comes about. I feel like the NBA has been very complacent the past couple of decades with everything they got going.
Yeah.
So it's exciting times though.
I'm excited for the drafts when they have the expansion
Oh yeah,
drafts.
we should do we should
Yeah.
do an expansion mock draft when we get the teams.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be a few years from now. We'll see who's kept, who's not kept.
We can
what
kind of
goes
like
on.
guess.
It depends because the contract scopes and everything will be a lot different in 2027.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jerseys, the
I think we
logos.
should do one soon though.
Soon,
Just to like guess and just like
I would be
simulate
down.
it.
I would be so down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'll be fun.
that's always fun.
Because basically, for those that don't know how expansion drafts work, essentially, you're given a specific amount of protections that you can give to players. Now, let's take the Nuggets, for example, right? Oh, the whole starting five will be kept protected. You get like maybe 3 or 4 bench players that are protected. So let's say you don't protect DeAndre Jordan. You don't protect Vlatko Chanchar, right? So as long as like outside of your key guys, the ones that are on your roster that you aren't going to trade, but you're not fussed with them leaving, that's kind of what it is. So like the Knicks probably wouldn't protect Jericho Sims, or they probably wouldn't protect one of their like second round picks.
Are
or
they
something
protecting
like
McBride?
that. They probably would, yeah.
Yeah, and also the NBA rosters are not 30 players, so I'm sure they're going to pick and choose from what teams they want to pick from.
That's
Got
why
a roster of 15.
That's why I think there's going to be 2 teams at the
Same time. Yeah, so one takes from one conference, one takes from the other conference.
No, it won't be one conference. It'll just be
Handpicked.
a random order
Okay.
because they're both going to be in the West.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it doesn't really matter at that point. But I'm curious to see how they would do it. And obviously, we'll also find out who's moving to the East when those teams come
yeah.
about.
Yes.
Right.
Presumably Memphis.
It's either Memphis, New Orleans, or Minnesota. Those are the only ones that even have a remote chance at moving over. But I hope it's Memphis because it just makes no sense. It still kind of
Yeah.
befuddles me
I think Minnesota should stay in the West for sure.
Yes.
Between those two.
because there's
Memphis
no one
and-
else in the Northwest area.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're all 3 great teams that are going to be making the East a little stronger. If I want the East to be not as, I mean, Minnesota's going to be the best team probably out of those 3, but not to mention that Memphis is going to go up this year. New Orleans is going to go up as well.
Yeah, but all that can change in like 2-3
3
years.
years.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
who's
Keep
to
in mind
judge?
the Nets were contenders 3 years ago.
Right.
So
So changes
really,
like that.
literally, change can happen
Yeah.
in an absolute instant.
Yeah.
Regarding that, what are you most looking forward to, and what are you least looking forward to about NBA expansion? I'll go to you first, Antoine.
Ooh. I think most is the roster construction because I love roster construction and how their draft picks are going to work.
Yeah,
Who's going to be the coaches taking over, who the GMs are going to be, the owners. I think all of that from the top to the bottom is very fascinating. I don't think least. I think the least exciting thing I'd be looking forward to is probably one of the Knicks good players being taken that's not protected. Because it seems like a Knicks thing to do is to not keep someone and then they're going to go to the expansion team and just ball out there.
well,
But it depends where the Knicks are in those 3 years from now.
Right.
Who's going to be there, who's not going to be there.
exactly. I think in general, any good player that doesn't get protected is one you don't want to pay.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how those contracts would work. For me, I think I'm definitely most looking forward to seeing the new branding,
Yeah, I was going to
Yes.
say that too.
seeing the new arenas,
The jerseys,
and everything like that.
all that,
Seeing the
yeah.
return of the Sonics, presumably, is what
Yeah.
we're all looking forward to. And
Yeah.
we'll see. We don't know exactly what route the Vegas team will take. Will they go down the casino route? Will they go down the alien route? Will they go down
No, please don't do that.
like a night themed route, like a Nighthawk or something like that? I know that's been a name floated around for a while.
if they go down the alien route, how like what's his name?
Lance.
Lance. If they go down Lance's route,
Yeah.
I'll be actually sick.
I think the casino one, because if they're going to be affiliates with the Aces, it makes sense.
Right. That's kind of what I think, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Because
We'll
now
see.
there's gonna be 4 teams in Vegas by the time that happens. So you'll have you're gonna have 5. You'll have the Aces, you'll have whatever the NBA team is, you'll have the A's, you'll have the Raiders, and you have the Golden Knights.
So you have the whole 4 teams there finally in
Yep.
Vegas.
And just wait, I guarantee you that
Chargers.
there will be an NFL team. There'll be an MLS team in
Yeah.
Vegas at some point,
Yeah.
sooner or later.
Yeah, they already have 2
But-
of their 4 teams.
Exactly.
But there's really no home field advantage if you think about it.
For what?
For teams that play in Vegas right now, there's
Yeah.
absolutely no home field advantage.
Right.
Like, it's crazy
Why? What do you mean?
because like teams didn't like grow up in Vegas. Like, for example, the Raiders, they grew up in LA or they grew up in
Oakland.
Oakland. So that's where their fans are based.
Oh,
at.
yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Their fans are not based in Vegas. So
Correct.
any team's fans can just be in Vegas and be rooting for,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
But-
So there's no
Yes.
advantage.
But people of Vegas
se.
adopt the team, though.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, but you get some of that.
That's
but,
true.
But
He's
like,
saying
for
the
example,
passion of
yeah,
the
there's
teams
no-
before.
Right. That's a
is
there's
real-
none of it.
That's a relocated team, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if
Maybe
you
it'll
talk-
take some time.
If you talk like the Aces already have a strong fan base, the Golden Knights have a very strong fan base.
Where are they?
Vegas.
In Vegas?
And they won the Stanley Cup in their inaugural season.
both of them have already.
Oh, it's 'cause
both of them have,
they're
no,
good
they didn't
teams.
win in their inaugural season. They lost to the Capitals.
Oh, okay.
But they both, the Aces and Golden Knights, won championships in the past like 2 years. So definitely a very rising sports city.
I also say that though because if you watch football, watch the Raiders games, anytime they're a home team, you got tons of fans.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the Steelers. It was
Oh,
it was
yes.
a Pittsburgh stadium. If you watch that game, it was their stadium. I thought the Steelers were the home team.
Yeah.
Same thing with the
Yeah.
Niners against the Ravens. I thought it was a Niners home game, so it's tough.
That could be the one downside
the-
too of these gargantuan stadiums.
Yeah.
They don't really have that branding anymore because they have so many national and international events.
Right.
So if you look at if you take Allegiant Stadium for example, and you compare it to to Lambeau.
Yeah.
Right? Lambeau's not going to host any more Super Bowls. It's not
Yeah.
going to host the Olympics. It's not going to host any of that. But it's got all the aura and vibes of the Green Bay Packers.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of
point.
it's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
I think you kind of see the same things with MetLife, with Mercedes-Benz, with SoFi. They're too corporate. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's what I really hope the NBA doesn't go down when it comes to the branding of these teams, because that would be really sad if it does.
Which you probably will.
Right. As far as what I'm least looking forward to, I really
Yeah.
don't know because I adore expansion. I'm trying to think. There's got to be something I don't like, but I really don't know what it is, or I just can't think of it right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck on this one too because I'm super
I don't think
excited,
there's-
super optimistic about the expansion.
Right.
I don't think there's any negatives.
No negatives, if you ask
I
me.
think the only negatives I have is if they fuck up with the branding. That's
Oh, yeah. And the color choice.
right.
Yeah, only if they put if they go the alien route in Vegas, then that's a negative.
We're gonna
But
have some problems.
yeah, you can do anything else, and I'll be happy.
Right. That's kind of what it is. What if they're like the Las Vegas Westbricks?
Okay, bro. Okay,
Wonton Westbrooks.
okay, buddy.
You know we had to,
We're not doing this.
but presumably we do know that. I think this means then that LeBron's days in the NBA are numbered, even more than we think, because
Yeah.
if they're gonna invest in this team like next year, maybe this is LeBron's last season.
Yeah,
Maybe
Or
he-
second to last.
Yeah,
Second to last.
Yeah, I mean he probably will go on a farewell tour. I would imagine.
Yeah.
he's LeBron James.
He's
bro.
LeBron. He has his
He had a
own
whole show for
farewell
him
tour.
changing his team to the Miami Heat.
Bro, all I'm saying, if he gets swept by Denver again, I don't know if he's going to want to play
Yeah.
another season.
Look, this is their year. This is the Lakers' year. The Lakers are gonna win it all this
Okay.
year.
I'm
Okay.
trying to hold back a lot of laughter right now.
Dude, this is
No,
why
myself
you're.
in.
JJ Redick is gonna coach them up. Watch.
This is why you're Sejushbo.
What?
I don't know what that
It
is,
makes
bro.
no sense.
Can someone translate in the comments, bro?
Comments,
translate.
Comments. I don't speak idiot. Please.
This
please
is why.
translate.
This is why you're Sejushbo.
Oh, the sun went in. My lighting looks a lot better. I'm so sorry for all the bad lighting we've had the past like
What just
45 minutes. The sun went in.
The sun went into the clouds.
Oh,
It's good. But yeah, presumably LeBron and FSG, Fenway Sports Group, will be the owner of the Vegas team. I have a shout for the Seattle team. And it's a man based in Seattle that has a lot of fucking money and really wants to own a sports franchise. Any ideas?
Does he own the Seahawks or
No.
the Mariners?
He doesn't own a team.
He's
And
from Seattle.
he's from Seattle.
He's based in Seattle.
What's his initials? Let's do a guess the person.
JB.
JB.
Is it a famous person?
He's very well known.
Is it actor?
What does he do?
No. He's a CEO.
Oh, Jeff Bezos.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, the sun went back out. Damn it. That's
Yeah, we
fine.
talked about that.
Yeah, I think Jeff Bezos is going to be I think he's going to be part of the ownership group for that Seattle team. That's my prediction.
Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense. He has a ton of money. He can do it.
Ton? That's an understatement, sir.
He literally has. He
He's like-
sleeps on a money pillow.
He has so much of my money right now. That's crazy. Think about
Yeah.
that. How much money have you donated to Jeff Bezos? Think about that.
A lot more than I should have. But look, it is what it is, you know?
Listen, you can't blame a man for becoming
Hey.
successful.
I'm happier.
Yeah, we love Amazon.
Yes.
Amazon
Yeah.
makes life so much.
Yes.
All of our equipment got here within like 3
Honestly.
days.
Yeah,
Honestly.
like they invented overnight shipping.
Appreciate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out Jeff Bezos. Shout out the NBA. We're excited for expansion. Bring it on.
Let's go.
And you know what's going to be even better is that when you play 2K, once these two teams are here, you can add even more teams.
Yes.
So instead of 36, you can have 38, maybe even 40.
Yes.
Like we don't know.
You can choose that.
So
That's cool.
we shall see. But lads, any final thoughts regarding this topic before we move on to the GM poll?
No. Just very excited for when it happens where we'll be in that current moment in time.
Yep.
And we'll see.
Any of you, Gio?
Maybe we'll be living in Vegas at that point. Who knows?
No.
Maybe. You never know.
You're not
Who
gonna
knows?
be
Nah, definitely not, but we'll see.
Probably not, but
No.
we'll see. But on that note, let's move on.
Let's go.
All right, into the next segment. This is probably going to be the longest segment of the show, as we got a lot of stuff to go through here. So for those that don't know, every preseason or every off season around this time of year, all 30 NBA general managers and or president of basketball operations are answered with 50 are brought with 50 questions to basically just give their thoughts about NBA teams and NBA players and everything like that. They're all anonymous, but we all know who the people are, obviously. But yeah, this is essentially where team executives will show love, criticism, all that stuff. So yeah, we're basically going to go through all 50 of these questions that were given. And yeah, that will kind of be that. I know they did the top seed and stuff like that and a bunch of different stuff. So yeah, that's essentially what it is. I'm going to throw it over to Antoine, and he will kind of walk us through this. So Antoine, whenever you are ready, my friend, take it away.
All right. So we're going to start it off with the finals winner for this year. Boston took that home with 83%, which is a 50% jump from last year, which Celtics had 33 and Denver also had 33. So they were split last year. They have Boston taking the 1 seed this year with Knicks in second, Philly in third, Cleveland in fourth, Milwaukee in fifth, Orlando in sixth, and Indiana in seventh.
Damn, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. That is wild. See how I say, Gio? People disrespecting Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very wild.
Moving over to the West, OKC is presumably the 1 seed, Minnesota in second, Denver in third, Dallas in fourth, Phoenix in fifth, Memphis in sixth, New Orleans in seventh, and Golden State is eighth.
Okay. I don't really have any issues with it.
Yeah, I think that's Memphis is the big jump, of course.
Right.
that
Phoenix
rounds
also
it-
moved up as well.
Yeah, that rounds out that finals prediction stuff. Moving on to player stuff. For the MVP of this year, SGA takes it home with 40%.
Wow.
Last year, Jokic was at 43. Moving on to the next question, Luka was right behind SGA as well. He was at 30%. If any of these GMs were starting an NBA franchise and they could sign any player, who would it be? I think you guys
guess.
already know.
It's very simple.
Nikola Jokic.
No, it's
No,
Wemby.
it's Wemby.
Oh.
Has to be Wemby.
Wemby was 77%. Last year was Jokic with 33%.
Jokic is probably like top 2 or 3 in this.
Yeah.
So
Next question was, which player forces opposing coaches to make the most adjustments? It was close. Luka was at 33. Steph was at 30.
Wow.
Nikola Jokic was at 23. Last year Steph took it home with 40%.
So these are the GMs voting, right?
Correct.
Yes.
There, okay.
Correct.
Just
And
a-
they can't vote for their own players.
I like
Can't.
that.
Yeah,
They can't?
They cannot vote for their
Yeah,
own players.
they would just vote
Good
for their
idea.
own guys all the time.
They cannot vote.
So that I do
Good idea.
appreciate.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
What else?
Which player is most likely to have a breakout season this year? It was fairly close between 4 guys. Jalen Williams took it home with 13%. Evan Mobley, John Wemby were tied at 10%.
I like Mobley on that one.
I don't know about the J-Dub pick. I'm not completely sold on J-Dub being
Really?
like this star. I think he'd be a really good role player.
Yeah.
But I have a lot more stock in Mobley and Cade Cunningham without a doubt.
Cade is there with Brandon Miller and Paolo at 7%. They're all
Yeah.
tied.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair. I
I like the
Last-
Brandon Miller pick.
a
Last
lot of
year,
OKC bias.
Yeah, last year they nailed it. Anthony Edwards was 23%.
Oh, nice.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Easy breakout season. Without a doubt.
Now we're getting on to the best player at every position. So starting off at point guard, Luka takes it home with 37%.
Okay.
SGA was at 30. Last year, Steph took it home with 63%.
Whoa. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Last year.
Steph did have a drop off last year.
Yeah, he was at
Somewhat,
23% now.
Is what it is. But
Shooting guard, Ant is at 33%. Devin Booker is at 23. SGA got shooting guard votes with 20%. Last year, D-Book took it home at 63% as well.
Who?
D-Book took it home last year
D-Book.
at 63%.
I still think Donovan Mitchell needs to be up there, man.
No.
He's not. He's not here.
That's because they voted for point guards. It's so
I'm
stupid.
telling you, Donovan Mitchell's not that good, bro.
Yeah, they did
What
vote
do you
for point
mean?
guards.
He's okay.
What do you mean?
He's
Yeah.
a good player.
They did. They gave SGA, Curry, and Luka shooting guard votes.
Yeah, like that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like keep a player to the position. Like
Small forward, Tatum, 47% took it home. Last year it was Tatum as well with 47%.
Oh, wow.
So not a
Stayed
change.
the same.
I wonder if the same amount of people chose him, the same exact people.
Well, Luka, KD, and LeBron were all tied with 17%.
Why is Luca getting small forward votes?
I
Because he
told you.
does play some small forward from time
Yeah, but he's
to
a
time.
point guard. Like keep it to one position. It's skewing the votes.
It is skewing.
Really is.
Power forward, only one player.
It should be Giannis.
Giannis
Think
with
by a very
77%.
massive gap.
KD got 7%. And then 97% last year was Giannis.
Damn, we took the fact
Wow.
that 77% took a 20% drop. He's crazy.
That
Who was
is
the-
a little crazy.
Who was in second?
KD with 7%.
Oh,
and
okay.
then other votes were AD, Draymond, Sabonis, Tatum,
fair.
and Wemby.
That's fair, even though
But low
three of those guys are
percentages.
centers.
Right.
Please
Now-
tell me Jokic was the
Jokic is
center.
Yeah.
the best center, 87%. And Embiid got 10, and Wemby got 3.
Wow, that's
Last year,
disgusting.
Jokic had 93%, so he dropped off a little bit.
Okay.
I think Embiid and Wemby are going to swap this year.
And then just to round it off, highest
I like that
percentage of total votes on position questions. Jokic was at 17% and first. Giannis was at 15%. Luka was at 12. SGA and Tatum were both tied with 10.
So this means, Gio, that me and you we're here when we did our top 30 players. I think these were the 5 players we all had in our top. We both
did.
had in our top 5.
Yeah,
he
we
didn't
did.
though.
He did.
No,
We
You had
did.
Anthony Edwards,
instead of Tatum.
right?
Correct.
No, instead of SGA. You put SGA.
Oh,
in
instead
like
of
eighth.
SGA,
Yeah,
okay.
you knew from the beginning. I know.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew SGA was going to be here.
I think it makes sense. I mean, Jokic, best player in the world, clearly number 1.
Yeah.
Giannis hasn't really proven much since the championship, but is still obviously Giannis.
I had Giannis at 2, Jokic. I
Yeah.
mean,
Last
Doncic
year,
at 3.
last year, Giannis was in first with 19%.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Jokic got a lot of hate after winning that championship for some weird
That's
reason. I
kinda
don't know
crazy.
why. But Luka obviously had the big breakout year. So did SGA. And Jason Tatum won a championship. So obviously he's going to be there. So I guess that is fair. I mean, do we have any sort of things we want to talk about regarding any of these? Any like problems we had? Any shocks? Any surprises?
I don't like that point guards are getting shooting guard votes.
Yeah. I don't
Or
like that either.
centers are getting power forward votes, stuff like that. I do want to make a quick little shout out here that that Cam Thomas got a vote for breakout season 2025.
From you?
It is here.
Yeah, I'm definitely a general
Yeah,
manager.
Just you, though. It was,
Definitely.
Here.
Yeah, I'm definitely a general manager. Andrew Nemhard also got one also.
He did.
So-
Yes, that is here. There's a lot of
go.
players here.
But yeah, I don't really
got
have
shots.
I don't really have too much issues outside of the fact that they predict Pacers to come 7th in the East. Like that's crazy.
that's what I predicted.
Yeah, you're insane for that.
I think I'm pretty
No, but
accurate.
like you did 7th overall in the NBA. They did
You did
7th in the East.
Yeah, they're talking.
Did I
playing-
do 7th overall? Are we
Yeah,
sure?
Yeah.
You did 7th overall. They're talking seventh, like playing
Yeah.
team.
They have them 7th in the Eastern Conference. Like
Yeah.
that they would be hosting a playing game and then playing the 2nd seed, which is blasphemous.
Look, me and the GMs were right here.
We're right there.
I told you they don't
I
like
should be a
Indiana.
GM. They should know this.
That's fair. but
Okay.
yeah, did you find where you had Indiana?
Yeah, where were you at Indy?
Oh, you want to know?
Yeah, I thought that's what you were looking for.
Yeah.
I was just let me see.
He's just vibing.
Yeah, I was just, I know. Yeah, at 7.
Okay.
Exactly
So
where you
mid-
said it,
mid-table.
Tyler.
But that's overall though, not in
That's
the East.
overall, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
any final thoughts regarding the first batch?
No.
Now,
All right.
now is where it gets interesting.
Yeah, these questions, I want to take a little bit more time here since we
Get
kind
through
of
it.
breezed through the easy ones. These are a lot more complex. These are about off-season moves.
Correct.
So, Antoine, what's the first one?
So which team made the best overall moves this offseason? You have OKC at 37% in first, Philly at second at 33%, Knicks in third with 20%, and the Nets, Magic, and Kings also received votes. Last year, Celtics and Bucks were tied in first with 23%.
I'm gonna go with the what was that team? What was the second team that you said?
Philly, 30.
I'm gonna go with Philly.
I think last year was so really, it was like bang accurate with the Celtics having the best offseason. The fact
Yeah.
that they fleeced to get Drew Holiday and everything like that.
Yeah.
The Bucks, it seemed good with Dame, but they really fumbled that trade.
Oh yeah.
This year, I think the Thunder had the best offseason by far. I think there's a pretty clear gap, considering that their one issue was Chet could not play the 5 against big body centers. You go out and you get a big body center, and Chet's already a stretch big, so he already has the spacing. So Hartenstein's the only player that really can't shoot in that lineup. And then, yeah, I mean, I think OKC on paper is probably the only other team outside of Boston that is a contender. That doesn't mean they're the only contender. I agree. Philly definitely had a really good offseason. Getting Paul George for nothing is insane. I would swap the Nets and the Knicks. I think the Nets had a better offseason than the Knicks. But, it's
That is so wrong on so many
it's
levels.
6
but
and one
okay.
half dozen to the other. But I do think the Pacers were major snubs from this.
They didn't add much.
But remember,
Stay the same.
all the guys they retained easily could have left.
Okay.
So that's kind of the only reasoning for me with that. Obviously, Orlando had a good offseason. Sacramento getting DeRozan on the low is really like
Yeah.
an underrated
them.
move. And obviously, us getting our future is
Yes.
all we need. And if we get Cooper Flag, then this past offseason will look even better.
Yeah. He's kind of right.
Yeah.
So really, ours doesn't look as good right now, but just wait. Just wait it out.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So this is which one player is going to make the biggest impact, which was an acquisition. So Paul George took it home with 60%.
Oh wow.
Second place was a tie between two Knicks players, Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns. And then Caruso rounded it out with 7%. DeMar and Hartenstein also received votes. And last year's winner was Damian Lillard with 47%.
the real winner was Drew Holiday last year. I think we all can agree on that.
Yeah, I think Drew, because Dame was, yeah.
Yeah. Dame was not it.
See, I'm looking at this list, right? And you said Paul George, Karl Anthony Towns, Alex Caruso. I'm seeing a polar bear in Arlington, Texas, sitting at the second spot, tied with Cat.
You got to let him play in the season. It's only preseason.
I understand that, but I've experienced a season and a half of this man already. So
Listen,
look, he gives
have to
me
wait.
not. In no way am I comparing him to the physical ability or talent or play of this guy. But as far as the vibes of how everything's been going, I'm getting a lot of Russell Westbrook vibes from Mikal Bridges.
I'm dead.
Being very complacent in your home team. Russ has not looked the same since he left OKC. Mikal Bridges has not looked the same since he left Phoenix. Two players that didn't want to leave their teams.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Cat's going to make a big impact. I would argue that if
I would
Paul
disagree
George,
with that last statement, but
I would argue
With Mikal or Cat?
with the whole Russ
Oh,
comparison,
the rest thing. Okay.
okay,
that's a whole nother.
that's a whole other conversation. But that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. But yeah, I think Cat's gonna make a big impact for you guys. Alex Caruso is gonna be a sneaky option,
Yes.
and we shall see.
Yeah. Transitioning to Caruso, the next question was the most underrated player acquisition.
Josh Diddy. I mean Giddy.
Caruso took that home with 23%. Second and third, KCP was second with 17%. And then Hartenstein and Tyus Jones were tied third with 13%. Last year's pick was Marcus Smart with 17%.
Okay, that's a miss. He was injured, so can't really fault too much.
I think Caruso definitely was the one for this one.
I think it might be DiVincenzo.
I think
Ooh, I like that.
that's what I
might
think this was
be.
done before. Oh wait, this was done after the trade. He's
Yeah,
there.
obviously.
He got votes.
Okay.
You got
He got
votes.
votes.
Move up Randall.
Randall is not there. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know if
Devo
Randall
got
might get
Rose.
traded. We never know.
Yeah.
But it will be Caruso.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I mean,
Yeah.
he's going to make a. That's also what I forgot to mention. They wound up replacing Giddey with him.
It's a lot better.
Gives SGA more kind of room to operate.
Giddey's here for also receiving minimal votes.
Okay, there you go. You're probably happy now.
Yeah.
Look, he'll show you. He'll prove you guys wrong.
Another name that was not on this list that I really want to give some credit to is Buddy Hield.
Yeah, he's been lights out
Has
so
he, though?
far.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's
for
been
Golden State.
He's
In the preseason.
yes, bro.
Listen,
Congratulations in the preseason.
a healthy Buddy Hield is always good.
That's fair.
He
But-
He
was.
can shoot it.
Yeah,
Time to
exactly.
All right, what's the next one?
Which team improved the most? Memphis cleared a lot of teams at 67%. Spurs were second with 13%, and then Philly was third with 7%. Last year, OKC took it home with 30%.
Trying to think if there's any teams that didn't get. I think Sacramento maybe should have gotten some love.
I think they're heavily relying on the returns of Ja. And
Yeah, they were
of course
injured.
Triple J, which I think is really notable. I think that's why they're so far ahead of everybody else.
They also drafted a 7-4
And-
Beanpole. So like,
ED.
yeah,
yeah,
not bad. I think.
I don't know
Did the
who-
Rockets get any votes?
they did.
Okay,
Minimal
yeah.
votes.
I think they'll be good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not bad.
This is the last question for offseason. What was the most surprising move of the offseason? It was close between two guys.
It should be.
Cat took it home.
Yeah, it should
in
be
first
that.
with 27%. Paul George in second with 23. DeMar in third with 17. Mikal at fourth with 10%. And for some reason, Risa Shea 7% was there. I don't think that was really surprising.
It kind of was.
Well, I think towards the end.
Right.
And then votes Denny Avdia, Tyus Jones, Caleb Martin, DeJounte Murray, and Klay Thompson. Last year, the surprising move was Holiday Lillard trade at 43%.
I don't know why that's. I mean, I guess he wanted. They didn't really have Milwaukee on the list. That Cat trade should be the gap between the Cat and the Paul George thing should be really big, and it's not. I'm really surprised by that. No one saw that coming.
Which one?
The Cat
The cat trade.
Yeah, it just randomly happened like 2 weeks ago.
And nobody was reporting on it.
Right, because there was no rumors or anything
No.
like that.
Really, media kept secret, behind the scenes. Nobody really, I guess, whistleblowed anything to the media about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Any comments, questions, concerns regarding this section?
No, I think a lot of guys are really hype about Tyus Jones, which I like. Clay, of course, DeJounte, Denny, as you were saying. You said Denny before we started recording.
Yep.
But yeah, now we move on to rookies.
Ooh.
Who's going to win the Rookie of the Year? I think we talked about this. Reed Shepard, 50% of the vote. E-Day was second with 30%. Stephon Castle got 13%. And then other two guys rounded out were Ron Holland and Alex Sarr. Last year, Wemby took home half of the vote with 50%.
Okay. We obviously won't
Yeah.
disclose our picks this year because we're doing that next week
Okay.
in our
I was about to
25
say.
season predictions. So no spoilers.
Yeah. Which rookie will be the best player in 5 years? Again, Reed Shepard took it home with 43%.
Wow.
Stephon Castle took the jump to second with 17%. Risa Shea got third with 13%. And then two Wizards tied for fourth, Bub Carrington and Alex Sarr with 7%. And then Buzelis, Klingon, Holland, and Connect all got minimal votes. Last year, Wemby took it home with 90%. And 5 years ago, Zion took it home with 70%.
Okay. Well, Zion's not the best player right now, but
Well, in that rookie class.
yeah, so I'm saying. I don't think he is the best right now. There's probably better players, but
All right.
yeah, Wemby clearly will be the best player in 4 years' time. If he's already the best player now, he was the best player last year. So
Right.
that's kind of is what it is. So we'll see what happens with that later on. What's
This next question is a 6-way tie.
Wow.
It is which rookie was the biggest steal at where he was selected in the draft. So it is a 6-way tie at 10% with Bub Carrington, Devin Carter, Johnny Furphy, Dalton Connect, Terrence Shannon Jr., and Nikola Topic. They're all at 10%.
Okay.
So we know. So Topic was 12, Carter was 13, Bub was 14th.
Right.
So consecutively, Connect was 17th, Terrence Shannon was 27th overall in the first round, and then Furphy was high second round, 35th overall.
I can't believe the Lakers get Connect. That's just crazy.
Yeah. I understand Topic because of the injury.
Right.
Devin Carter, a little unfamiliar. Bub, I was always saying was a steal, as well as Connect. I don't know a lot about Terrence Shannon. Furphy was supposed to be a low first-round pick, went
Both-
high second.
Both ballers.
Terrence Shannon.
Yeah.
Okay. And then other guys got votes. Buzelis and Klingon were tied with 7th. And then other guys like Reed, Filipowski, all got little votes. Last year's pick for biggest steal was Cam Whitmore with 43%.
So no one voted for Collier.
He was there. Yeah. Cam
there's
Christie,
others?
Collier, Ide, Filipowski, Jared McCain, Baylor Shireman, Reed Shepard, and Cody Williams are
Okay.
all the ones getting other votes. And I said Cam Whitmore last year took home with 43%.
Right. Okay, not bad.
And then we have 2 more questions. Who is the best international player in the NBA?
Oh, this should be a walk in the park.
Jokic is 87% of the vote with
My
Luka.
agendas.
Luka getting 10 and Wemby getting 3. Jokic took
Wow.
home last year with 80%.
No
So is
Embiid.
Giannis considered?
No Giannis, no Embiid.
How is Giannis not considered an international player?
I guess
Well,
they
it's
just
the best.
right. They're calling it the best.
best.
So
So
they got Wemby over.
They have Wemby
Jokic?
over
I mean,
Giannis.
Giannis. Yeah, wow.
Correct.
but it's all right.
wild.
They got the best one right. It's okay. Who cares about the rest?
A little fun question. Who is the best international player not in the NBA?
Oh,
You want to take some guesses?
I want to take a guess.
Go ahead.
I wanna
Do you have it up right there in front of you?
do not.
Oh, okay.
I do not. Who could this be? Because like,
Let's go by team first.
yeah,
So we got
best-
France. France is pretty good. They have some players.
this is good. But they just got Yabusele back
South
in the NBA.
Sudan is decent.
South Sudan, yeah, they're good.
We got Slovenia.
Slovenia, everyone else is like retired or washed or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Spain.
Spain. No. Low key, I feel like he just left the NBA. He won EuroLeague MVP like 2 years ago.
That doesn't count though, because he just left the NBA.
Yeah, but he's not in the NBA.
Yeah, it's not in the NBA.
Not in the NBA. Is it Sasha Vezenkov?
It is Sasha Vezenkov.
Yeah.
He's at 30%. Nikola Mirotic is at 23.
He's still
Mirotic.
playing?
That's crazy.
Good God.
Eddie Tavares is at 17%.
Which team is Mirotic on?
I think Barca. He
Barca.
got
I'ma look it up.
he got last year's top vote with 37%.
Oh, wow.
Nolan Traore, who's going to be a top pick in this year's draft classes, is at 10%.
Yep.
And John Musa and Chetty Osman got 7% each. And
Did
then,
you say Nets legend John and Musa?
Yes.
Let's go.
and then also receiving votes were Boban and Armel Traore.
So he currently plays for Olimpia Milano.
Oh, he's in Italy. Mm-hmm. Good for him.
So he's from Montenegro.
Yes.
So, but at the time when he was born, it was still Yugoslavia.
Okay.
Former
But-
Yugoslavia.
That's cool. But yeah, fun fact about Sasha Vezenkov: won the EuroLeague MVP, dribbled the ball 16 times all season.
Crazy.
Bro does not. He has no hand. He probably could dribble the ball, but he just catches and shoots,
All right.
and he's so good.
Good for him. We love
Yeah.
that.
Dra-
Danny Green on
Drafted
crack.
by the Brooklyn Nets. Fun fact: Nets legend Sasha Vezenkov.
All right. We're going on to defense. This is all defensive questions.
This is just gonna be all like Wemby and shit. It's gonna be all that.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the best defensive player in the NBA, 40% of the vote went to Wemby. I guess the guys trailing behind them were Bam, Rudy, and Drew with 10% each.
No
Right.
Herb Jones.
He got 7%.
No, he should be like top 3 on this list, like at a minimum.
Jaden McDaniels is on the lower side. Last year, Giannis took it home with 40%. So Giannis dropped from 40 to 7%.
Yeah, I mean he's getting older. He's getting a lot less durable. His defensive effort's going to decline a little bit,
Yeah.
but that doesn't make him a bad defender.
No.
But
Okay. Now to perimeter defending. The best in the league is Drew Holiday with 43%. He won it last year at 50%.
Wow.
should be Herb Jones, man.
Herb is there in third with 17%. And Caruso took home second with 20%.
Okay.
Best interior defender in the NBA, Wemby. It's close. Wemby is 40% and Rudy at 37%. Rudy.
Don't tell me Rudy Gobert is there, bro.
I'm sorry, bro. Rudy's a really good defender.
Interior defender.
Yeah, he's a good.
Just Wemby.
That's interior defense is what Rudy Gobert's bread and butter is.
He's okay.
No, he's not okay. He has 4 DPOIs.
Yeah.
He carried that Jazz team defensively.
Nah.
They had no other capable defenders on that floor.
They just gave that to him.
Okay.
Last
definitely
year's
did.
winner was Triple J, who didn't play at 30%.
He did play.
Not the whole
much.
season, though.
Right, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Who is the most versatile defender in the NBA? And there's a Knicks player on this list that I love, but he didn't get first.
I hope it's the one you traded 6 first-round picks
OG
for.
and Anunoby.
Giannis,
Oh, God.
Giannis is first with 17. Tied second is OG and Victor Wembanyama with 13.
Yeah,
and
OG's
then
first.
It just drops down to Bam 10%. Drew, Isaac, Herb Jones, and J Mac are all at 7%.
I would actually go off on a limb and say that Bam should be number 1 on this list.
I think I almost agree with that.
Yeah, like
Bam is that type of player.
Bam can switch 1 through 5. Giannis is really good. I just don't know if he can guard point guards very well, but Bam can.
Yeah.
Both kind of similar in that way.
Both kind of similar, and it's not like Bam is like someone like Nick Claxton can switch 1 through 5, but he's like a twig. Bam can bump bodies with anyone.
Right.
So
Giannis took it home last year as well with 37%. So
at the time,
back-to-back years.
At the time, I think he was, before
Yeah.
the injury. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay.
The last question is the best defensive team in the NBA. And he shouts.
Well, it used to be the Timberwolves, right?
It is the same team that won it last year.
Oh, it's probably Boston then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boston,
right. Yeah,
57.
of course.
Minnesota in second with 23. OKC with 20. And third.
OKC's a low-key clamps, like all clamps,
Yeah,
bro.
they kind of are.
SGA led the league in steals. Lou Dort is just a dog, bro. Alex Caruso now.
Oh, God. They're kind of scary.
Yeah, bro.
On defense.
If they can stay healthy, this team could really make some noise. So,
I have no.
is that the last one on that?
No,
segment?
yes.
Okay,
We're
so
going into coaches.
coaches, okay.
So who's the best head coach in the NBA?
So wait, just to go back to our coaches episode, you picked
Spoelstra.
Michael Malone.
Malone.
Yeah, you picked Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah.
I picked Eric Spoelstra.
Yep.
Okay, and who was the winner?
It is Spoelstra.
He tried to switch up.
I knew it was
Tried to switch
Spoelstra.
up.
I
He
knew
said
it.
Spoelstra.
But I
Yeah.
am really
Yeah.
high on. He took home 69% of the vote.
nice.
Who was second?
Go.
Dagnall with 17%, and then Steve Kerr with 7.
Get him out of here, bro. Steve Kerr should not be there.
Spoelstra won it last year with 73% as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it just comes to straight X's and O's, if we're not talking accolades, if we're just talking about who's the best coach, I think Eric Spoelstra is the clear winner.
Yeah.
I guess.
When it comes to defensive schemes, just offensive game plans, kind of just holding your guys accountable, I think he's just the perfect balance. He's a genius.
Yeah, and he's gonna win the next question we talk about, which head coach is the best manager / motivator of people. Spoelstra again took it home 37%. Steve Kerr in second with 17, and it's a 3-way tie of 10% with Joe Mazzulla, Greg Popovich, and Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers in 2024.
Hey, look.
Spoelstra won it last
executives
year
like
as
him.
well.
Bro, show me the Shaq Celtics picture right now.
The execs like him, right?
I'm surprised Michael Malone didn't get some love.
He's
Yeah,
there.
honestly.
He's
huge
there.
motivator.
He's with also receiving votes. Dagnall, Malone, and Tom Thibodeau, and then Jason Kidd got 7% of the vote as well.
Tom Thibodeau's crazy.
Thibodeau, I knew it. I knew all along.
Tibbs.
He's a funny guy, bro.
I knew
Tibbs?
all-
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, he plays this guy 48 minutes in the regular season.
Yeah.
Don't you remember the meme of him freezing on TV like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Tibbs, man.
Yeah, he's a goat.
This is another close one. Which head coach is the best at making in-game adjustments?
Spoelstra.
He's second.
Dagnall?
He's third.
Steve.
Steve who?
Kerr.
Kerr. He's not even on the list.
Tyronn Lue.
Ty Lue is first.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Ty Lue.
28%.
Okay.
Him and Spoelstra are 4% difference. Spoelstra won it last year.
Okay, yeah. I
Hey,
thought-
Ty Lue.
the answer should have been Spoelstra, but Ty Lue,
Solid second.
when you coach Kawhi Leonard, you have to make adjustments, like because
That's
he's
true.
never gonna play. So I'm okay with that.
There's a tie with 7% with Rick Carlisle, Taylor Jenkins, and Nick Nurse.
Rick Carlisle should be nowhere near this list until he fixes his stubborn rotations.
Rick Carlisle actually wins the next question, which is which coach runs the best offense? Carlisle was at 47%.
They had the best offense in the league by far.
Yeah. Mazzulla in second, Finch in third, Kerr in fourth. So 17 Mazzulla, 13 Finch, 10 Kerr. Mike Brown won it last year at 33%.
I told you Mike Brown's a good coach, but no one listens to me.
I said
He's
it all
okay.
along.
No one listens.
Where'd you
to
have
me.
him ranked?
4th.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I think I'm like 8th.
He's a very good coach. And he
Right,
had him
yeah,
like
10th.
20 something.
I don't like him. Which head coach has the best defensive schemes? This is another close one. But Spoelstra took it home with 23%. Finch and Thibodeau are tied in second with 20.
Makes sense.
And then Mazzulla is fourth with 17. Spoelstra took it home last year as well with 40%.
Okay. When it comes to defensive schemes, I would think Finch should be up there.
He is second, yeah.
And I would also give a nod to Ime Udoka.
He is seventh with 3%.
See? People listen
Yo.
to Ime Udoka.
Ime is top 5 on my list.
Okay.
Bottom 5. I think.
Yeah, I love Ime. Goated guy, but obviously close the schools. But yeah.
We have, 3 more for coaches. Which new or really creative head coach make the biggest impact on his new team? So, of course, we have Budenholzer, Atkinson, Bickerstaff, Charles Lee, Jordy Fernandez, and JJ Redick. So
I really want the answer to be Jordy, but it's not.
Jordy is 5th with 7%.
Hey, you know what?
He made it.
I will take top 5. I'll take
Well,
it.
it's all 6 head coaches that are new. Redick is last. He's at
Oh, God.
3%.
Keep in mind, it's coaching the Lakers, so a lot of stuff will be out of his control.
Charles Lee is 4th at 10. Bickerstaff and Atkinson are tied with 20, and then Budenholzer took it home with 40%.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I'm not surprised by that.
Last year, Udoka got 57%.
57.
Won it, yeah. The last 2, who is the best assistant coach in the NBA? It's a 2-way tie right now at 17%.
Okay, I definitely think I know one of them. One of them should be Sam Cassell. I don't know how he's still not a head coach.
That is one.
David Adelman, maybe?
David Adelman is under receiving minimal votes.
Really? Okay. Who else? Is Royal Ivy on there?
Royal Ivy. He is receiving other votes.
Okay.
He's not in any.
Because he's also on Udoka's staff. I'm trying to think who else. What's that guy's name that he coached the Nuggets series because Finch's ACL was obliterated?
Oh.
What's his name?
I know who you're talking about.
Micah Nori.
Yes.
Micah Nori is
Dude,
tied.
good memory. I'm surprised.
Micah Nori.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the list.
Oh.
Sean Sweeney is 3rd with 10% for Dallas. Chris Quinn and Jeff Van Gundy are tied in 4th for 7%.
You know what? I totally forgot Jeff Van Gundy got an assistant coaching gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Good for him. man.
All the ones receiving other votes: Adelman, Pat Delaney in Toronto, Chris DeMarco in Golden State, Lindsey Harding with the Lakers, Trevor Handry with Cleveland, Juwan Howard with Brooklyn, Royal Ivy, Jay Larinaga, Clippers, Josh Longstaff, Charlotte, Dale Osborne, Orlando, Jordan Ott, Cleveland, Terry Stotts, Golden State, Jay Triano, Sacramento. And last year's winner is now Nets head coach Jordy Fernandez with 31%.
Let's go. Good to see a woman on the list, too.
Which one?
I believe Lindsey Harding was the G League
Lindsey
coach.
Harding.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
good to see.
A fun last question. Which active player will make the best head coach someday? It's pretty close between 2 players. One of them is a legend. One of them is not a legend.
LeBron James?
I have 2 players in mind.
LeBron's not on this list.
No.
This guy,
It's the same player won it last year as same as this year.
This guy's not really a good player, but he is a Nets legend, Garrett Temple.
He is second.
No way.
20%.
Everyone called him the coach on the floor
He
when he
is
played
second at 20%. He's not first, but he's
Mike
second.
Conley, maybe?
Conley is third, 13%.
Yo, Tyler, you're crazy.
Who the hell's number 1?
Number 1 is
Chris Paul?
Chris Paul.
Yo, Gio, bro. You are him.
I'm there, bro.
there.
Chris
bro.
Paul is number 1. TJ McConnell and Van Vliet are tied for 4th with 7%. Also receiving votes are Harrison Barnes, Bradley Beal, Jalen Brunson, Drew Holiday, Al Horford, Tyus Jones, and Kyle Lowry.
CJ McConnell would be a hilarious head coach.
Yeah.
I
Garrett
can just imagine
Temple.
the technical fouls bro would get. Be amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, Paul won it last year at 20%
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
We are in the last group of questions, which is the miscellaneous questions.
Ooh, these are going to be fun.
Which team is the most fun to watch? One team
Lakers.
I
not
don't-
even on here.
I just hope my agenda keeps riding with the Indiana Pacers.
They are the team, 37%.
Let's go.
Number 1.
Yep.
Bro, this
OKC
team-
is
You're
second.
telling me this team's not fun.
They're okay.
Bro, they are a joy to watch. It should be the Nuggets, though. Like, watching Jokic is
They're
like...
tied for 3rd
Okay, that's fair.
with
Timberwolves?
Denver and Golden State. Timberwolves are not on here.
Wow. All the teams I had fun watching.
Yeah. Pacers are my league pass team, bro.
Last year, Denver was 30%. They took it home last year.
Yeah,
What about the Knicks?
They're not on here.
Shit.
Hold.
They're on the next question, though.
Okay.
Which
Thanks.
team has the best home court advantage?
It has to be the altitude.
Denver is first, 47%.
Is Boston on there?
They are tied third with the Knicks, 13%.
So who's second?
OKC, 17%.
They do have a very underrated home court.
They do. Chesapeake Arena.
I didn't think Oklahoma had that much buzz, but look.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those Russ and KD days. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
bro.
Denver took it home last year as well with 37%.
Yeah, I think by far. Once they get good again, expect Utah to be up there too.
They are there with 7% in fifth place.
Oh, they are? Okay.
They are there.
Because they're also kind of in the altitude, but not
Yeah.
mile high.
And their fans are crazy too. So
Sacramento has the best home crowd, though.
They are there at sixth place, 3%.
Okay.
They're there.
you're the GOAT.
No, that's you, bro.
Nah, it's you.
It's you.
Which team will have the league's most efficient offense this season?
Pacers.
No, it's probably
They are second.
It's got to be Boston. I mean,
Boston is
the
first.
East is no
53%.
competition for them.
True.
Yep. Last year, Denver took it home with 34%.
34.
And they're not even on the list this year.
Disrespect, man. I tweeted out earlier. I think Denver's the most disrespected organization, ever.
All right. Maybe the GMs don't like them. That's what
They're jealous.
I guess.
Yeah, they're jealous of Westbrook.
This is a question where you should know the answer to. Which team's level of success this season is the toughest to predict? It's literally one team and one team only.
Is it the Knicks?
They're not even on here.
Oh, okay. I actually don't know.
Toughest to predict.
Toughest to predict.
Give us a
Literally
hint.
be Anywhere.
Give me a hint.
Everybody talks about this team
Oh,
on
the Lakers?
ESPN.
The Lakers.
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 Yeah.
Rockets and Pelicans are tied in second with 13%. Phoenix in fourth with 10, and then Mavericks and Sixers in fifth with 7%.
I'm surprised Miami didn't make it.
They are on the also receiving votes.
Okay.
With
Because they're also
Denver.
tough to predict.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Philly took it home last year with 30%.
Yeah, Philly, you can never really know. They'll either be first or in the play-in or somewhere in between.
All right. Which team has the most promising young core?
Oh, this is easy.
Spurs.
No, it's obviously the Thunder.
Thunder at 60% in first.
SGA, Chet, J-Dub.
Okay, yeah.
They took it home last year as well with 73%. Magic are in second with 20. Third is
Magic.
Houston, 10%. San Antonio fourth with 7, and then Detroit with 3% in fifth.
Yeah, I also forgot to even mention Kason Wallace. They got Topic now.
Wait, with the Rock? Did you mention the Rockets or no?
They are third,
Third.
10%.
Okay.
They have a decent young core now.
Yeah, they do.
It was a lot worse a few years ago.
Yeah.
But they've gotten a lot better.
Which player is the most athletic? And there's only one player that's taken away.
It
all
better
the votes.
be
Thompson?
Shaden Sharp. I'll be very upset if it's not.
Shaden Sharp is not on this list.
Are you kidding me? Bro.
Is it one of the Thompson bros?
Disrespect.
Thompson is third with 10%.
Is it
Okay.
Giannis?
Giannis is second with 17.
Wow. Okay.
There is one player that same name as me.
Oh, Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards is
Yeah.
first, 45%.
I guess, yeah. I still think Shaden Sharp is way more athletic
He's
than anyone
not.
in the league.
John Asora are tied with fourth with 7%.
Oh my God, we forgot Ja.
Yeah, John's pretty
Okay, that's fair.
All right, this question has one winner and one winner only. Which player is the best pure shooter?
Gio.
Ooh,
It's literally one player. He won it last year.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
I was thinking KD, but
He's
Steph,
the
I guess,
only
is
one.
the answer.
What was the percentage for
87. Other receiving votes: KD, Luke Kennard, Trey Murphy, and Klay Thompson.
Now, shout out Luke Kennard, bro.
Yeah,
Steph won it last
Yeah.
year with 90%.
Good Lord.
Man, that's wild.
So clearly, there's a bias.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
honestly,
he's
there
the
is.
greatest shooter ever.
Yeah.
By
The
ever,
executives
I
love
mean
him.
there is a gargantuan gap between him and Ray Allen is the best of all time.
Yeah.
So,
He's just stat padding.
okay.
Okay, JM. This is Tyler's question. Which player is the best passer?
Oh, Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic is at
Like,
70%.
not even close. Come on.
Luca is second with 17%. Tyrese is third and 10%. And Gio's favorite player, Josh Giddey, is fourth with 3%.
For real?
Yes.
How did Josh get him?
He's an awful passer.
Jokic
He's not
won it
awful.
last year as well.
A lot of the turnovers he makes are terrible.
Yeah, but look, the executives voted him fourth.
That's right.
pretty
That's
good.
true. Maybe they're just trying to gas the Bulls up.
Okay. Which player is the best leader? It is one is in first, and then the ones behind him are fairly close. Best leader.
Best leader. is
Leader.
Anthony Edwards.
He is not even on here.
Best leader. Is Chris Paul?
He's tied for fourth with
Bron?
Jokic and Holiday with 7%. LeBron is tied with second with Jalen Brunson with 23%.
I was going to say Brunson too.
One is 33%.
Give me the conference.
West.
He's in the West.
West. Kyrie?
No.
No.
We just talked about
Luca.
Oh,
just-
Steph?
Steph.
Oh,
Yeah.
Steph,
What?
33%.
That's Steph number one.
He leads kind of by example, I guess.
LeBron won it last year at 27%.
I still think it's LeBron. Even
I agree.
He He pushes a lot of blame onto other people, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Fair, I suppose.
We have 4 questions left.
Okay.
Who's the most versatile player in the NBA? It's pretty close between two.
Giannis.
Giannis is at first, 30%.
LeBron.
LeBron is second at
Bam.
20%. Bam is on receiving votes.
Okay.
KD and Jason Tatum and Wemby are tied with 10% in third. Mikal Bridges is sixth with 7%. And then other receiving votes, Bam, Drew Holiday, Jokic, Amen Thompson.
Okay.
Giannis took it home last year at 45%.
Okay.
All right. Which player has the best basketball IQ?
Jokic next.
LeBron James.
Jokic. LeBron is second, 30%.
Jokic is the
Jokic,
clear number
53%.
one.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul is tied third with Lucas, 7%. And then Tyrese got 3%.
Which one?
Tyrese Halliburton,
Oh, okay.
3%.
Kyle Lowry.
No.
No?
Why?
He's pretty smart, I'd say.
No.
Nah.
All right. Second to last question. Which player would you want taking a shot with the game on the line?
I know they voted Curry, but I wouldn't
They
disagree.
Yeah.
did 40% for Curry.
Who would you
Gosh,
want?
All this. I'll vote Russell Westbrook.
He is not on here.
Are you okay? Who do you
Wait,
actually choose?
I like DeRozan.
DeRozan
Okay.
is on here. He's on receiving votes.
I would choose Jokic.
Jokic is tied for fourth with Damian Lillard, 7%.
Oh, Dame is a good option.
Luka is third with 10. KD is 23 and second.
Okay, yeah, KD,
And then
yeah.
receiving votes is DeMar, SGA, Kyrie, and Jamal Murray.
Okay.
Kyrie, yeah.
Last year was Steph with 37.
Okay.
Last question. We're at how many? We're at 40 minutes. Wow.
Yes, sir.
What rule regarding play, schedule, draft lottery, playoff format, roster construction, etc. most needs to change? It's fairly close between 2 of them.
My guess is it's something CBA related.
So I'll give you the fifth. So tied for fifth with 7% is return to a one-day draft and free agency before the draft. Tied for third is 13% playoff format, seed 1 to 16, or let top seeds choose opponents.
I hate that.
Game flow, reduce stoppages, and replay reviews are changed to G League 1 free throw rule.
I hate that also.
Second is schedule, fewer games and or back-to-backs. First place in 20% is roster construction, apron rules / trade math too restrictive or should be indexed to teams market.
I'm fine with the apron rules going, but I think the salaries with trades needs to stay.
I don't think
These
that's on
these
here.
teams can't be related. These teams can't be lenient. You know, if you're over like a certain salary cap, you have to trade like for like. Otherwise, it's too easy.
Yeah. This was the first year with this question on the ballot. Last year, there was not a question.
Oh, okay.
Also receiving votes, we're adding a third round to the draft lottery format, expand all-star rosters to 15 players, ELAM ending.
Elam.
ELAM
I
ending.
have no idea what that is.
Fouls on lobs should be shooting fouls.
Okay.
Playoff eligibility for two-way players,
Agree on that.
and then remove divisions.
Oh, agree. Yeah, divisions are stupid.
That's it.
So, you did miss one question because I wrote every question down.
What?
It
Hold
was-
on. Let me see if I can find
Which
it.
player is the best at moving without the ball?
Which player is the best without removing?
Curry.
Which player?
It should be.
Curry. That's the one thing I'll concede for Curry. He's fantastic without the ball.
He's a
Yeah.
bitch to guard, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a pain in the ass to guard. And you
Yo,
also
stop
missed.
touching me with your foot, bro.
You actually also missed another question. Which player is the fastest with the ball?
Wait, it's
Yeah,
here.
Aaron.
I have it. Yes, they're here. Which player is fastest with the ball?
Fox.
Fox.
If Edmund Sumner,
Ja.
if Edmund Sumner was still in the league, it would have been him.
Yeah. Fox 52, Ja with 38, and then Maxey at 7, Kyrie with 3. De'Aaron took it home
Oh,
last
yeah,
year.
Maxey is-
Is Russ still on that list?
No.
Damn, bro. They did my boy dirty.
And then you say which player is best at moving without the ball? It's, again, one player and one player only.
Gotta be
Steph.
Gotta be Steph.
Steph. 83%.
Yeah.
And then who else is on there?
Receiving votes, Desmond Bain, Mikal Bridges, CJ McCollum, Duncan Robinson, Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Steph won it last year at 73% as well. Oh, you know what? I passed up these two questions after pure shooter, and I went right to passer.
Oh, fair.
Because I scrolled down too much.
There you go.
Yeah, those are the two questions. I
Yeah,
messed
that's
up.
the 50 GM survey questions, lads. What do we think?
I feel like I just took a final exam.
Yeah, I feel like we're tested.
I like the surveys. As a GM, I would have fun filling this out. Actually,
I would
agree.
too.
Me too.
You know, maybe what we'll do is we'll fill these out one time and we can
Oh.
reveal our answers.
okay.
That'd be
Maybe
pretty
for
cool.
next season.
Yeah, I think for next season we'll do
At the
that.
end of the season, yeah.
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 We might as well.
Yeah.
I'm down.
We'll do it at the end of the season. No, we'll do it after free agency.
Yeah. whatever works.
I don't know if these are multiple choice questions for the GMs.
No, they get open right.
Okay, open
Just
right.
you can't. I think for what we'll do then, I won't choose any Nets players. You won't choose any Knicks
Yes,
players. You won't choose any
correct.
whatever the hell you're rooting for by then.
Correct.
Correct. And yeah, that will be that. So any final thoughts, lads, regarding this before we get into our final edition of preseason power rankings?
Back to me talking more.
Yep.
All
this
right.
is like a one episode where I don't
That's
have to talk as much.
fine.
It's
Yeah.
great. I'm enjoying
Yeah.
this. So thank you.
No problem.
But yeah, lads,
move.
let's get into it. All right, into the main part of the show, lads. It's the final part of our 2025 NBA preseason power rankings. If you guys do want to go check out part 5, the link to episode 26 is down in the description below. Go check it out, both on YouTube and Spotify. But lads, this is the end of this journey. We reached the top 5. We're counting down from 5 to 1 of who we think concurrently are the best teams in the NBA. So, yeah, is there anything we want to say before we get right into it?
Let's close it off. Ow.
Did your neck crack?
No, I hit the mic with my neck.
Oh, fair. All right, well, let's get right into it. Starting off with our 5th place team, we're going to the reigning runner-ups of the 2024 NBA season, and it's the Dallas Mavericks. So obviously falling in the NBA Finals to the Boston Celtics in 5 games, had a really good season. Amid the circumstances, obviously having Kyrie for their first full season, Luka of an MVP type season, and really just played very well. Obviously, they moved past an injured Clippers team, beat OKC, almost swept Minnesota, and just fell short. So, Antoine, tell us about the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, one of my favorite teams going into this year. So Dallas finished 5th in the conference last year, 15-32. Obviously, they made it to the NBA Finals and got a gentleman's sweep from Dallas. But nonetheless, a very successful season in my eyes in Jason Kidd's first year. It's going to be a fairly similar team, a few new faces. Starting lineup should be Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, or flip-flop. Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic. Klay Thompson stepping into the 3.
Wow.
With P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford, their trade deadline acquisitions from last year, presumably back in that starting 5. The bench, again, fairly similar, with, I think, backup punker being Spencer Dinwiddie. Dante Exum just had surgery on an injury, so he'll be out for quite a while. They don't know yet, but he had a big playoffs for them. Maxi Kleber will be back from his injury as well, a big part. Derek Lively as well in his sophomore year. He could presumably get to the starting role if Gafford does not perform. I did see a report about that.
I think he will start, to be honest.
Yeah, they might give him the minutes over Gaff. Najee Marshall is another acquisition from New Orleans. It's going to be a nice bench piece for them. Dwight Powell's back as well.
Nice.
And
Derrick Jones is gone.
Derrick Jones is gone. Yeah,
Josh Green is
Najee
gone.
Marshall is the replacement. Josh Green is gone as well.
Not bad.
And then other guys filling out the lineup, I guess, Quentin Grimes, former Knick, Jaden Hardy, Markieff Morris. I don't know if he'll play. And then
Nah.
they have another high draft pick from last year, Olivier Maxence Prosper, who's been getting some minutes this preseason as well, but we'll see what his role is. But fellas, again, team that's going to look fairly new besides, I guess, Klay Thompson.
Oh, it's a big change.
That's huge.
Bringing in Klay Thompson.
Listen,
like,
I said
this is
same,
no ordinary change.
same faces, but a new face that's coming in. Big new face.
Yeah, this is a new big 3.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't go that far.
Well, this is
Klay-
the media, remember,
If Klay plays up to what he should be playing up to.
which he probably won't. But the media will paint this as a new big 3. Kyrie, Klay Thompson, Luka Doncic.
Big names.
Big names, yeah. A big 3 of names. How about
Yeah.
that?
We'll go with that.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Led by an MVP type player.
Yeah.
I'm
Or one of the best players in the world.
I'm shocked that we put them at 5, but I'm trying to remember where I put them on my
So
list.
this is where shit really
Gets freaky.
gets
I
freaky.
forgot where I put them.
So you had them the lowest.
Ooh.
I was going to say, I
What's
think
up
I had
with
them
that,
low.
eh?
You put them in 8th.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised at you.
I put them in 6th.
I'm surprised at you.
You are the reason that this is in the top 5.
I put him at 2.
You put them in 2nd.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
After, which is a little bit it's a little bit ironic because the conversations we've had over the past few months is that you don't think Dallas is, 1, going to get back to the finals, and 2, you thought they got worse in the offseason.
No. When did I say that they
You
got
said
worse?
multiple times that you said Dallas got worse.
How? When did I say that?
I think when we were talking about the offseason, and I don't think you graded them very well.
I don't remember. We have to go back.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly
They
what
got
it
Klay
was.
Thompson. How did they get worse?
Well, because Clay's not at his prime.
Yeah, but they didn't get worse by getting Klay Thompson. I don't know. Maybe I did say that, but if I did, I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
Did you put him at 2 just because they came in second in the finals?
That's part of the reason, and I also think Klay Thompson brings them a different dynamic as well on defense and offense.
All right, talk about it.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Yeah. So basically, I put them over the Timberwolves, and I put them over the Nuggets because they beat both of those teams.
Over the Thunder too?
Over the Thunder as well, yeah.
Okay.
Because the Thunder, look, they were the team that was representing the West.
That's
So
fair.
I have to give them their flowers.
Give them the flowers.
That's what I did.
That's fair. But, yeah, I don't know.
Look, you saw the way they manhandled the Timberwolves.
Pause.
You saw the way the Timberwolves handled the Nuggets.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, you got to give them their credit.
I have nothing wrong with them at 5. I think putting them as the top team in the West is a little bit of a stretch. It depends on how they play down the road, because I think they can be top 3. I think just Klay being healthy is a big part of it, and Luka not being a complainer.
I think they're going to be a threat to anyone.
I think they will be. They'll be like a sneaky 4 seed again. I don't really see them getting a top seed in the conference.
I don't see them being sneaky.
I think they are. They're going to be a sneaky team.
I see them
I
being
think
top 3 team.
They're top.
I don't know. I don't really see it happening.
Top 3 team
I
in the West.
think Phoenix is more sneaky because Phoenix is
I don't-
going through it right now.
I think Phoenix is just kind of pretenders, so I don't really.
The Mavs
consider them.
they're not sneaky anymore because they already went to the finals, so everyone knows them.
But I mean, the Heat went to the finals in 2023, and they always kept that sneaky sort of vibe around them.
It's different though because it's Kyrie and Luka. So we
Right.
know that they can get buckets.
Yeah.
I understand him saying that they're going to write them off because of OKC, Minnesota, and Denver, and that's why he thinks they'll sneak in.
It's really-
because they could beat one of those 3 again.
To be honest, everyone in the West is. Your mic also fell a little bit more, so just raise it back up.
Sick.
Yeah, because we're not getting as much audio from your end. The media is just saying OKC's got an easy walk to the finals. They're disrespecting Minnesota. They're disrespecting Denver. They're disrespecting Dallas. They're disrespecting everyone, not named the OKC Thunder, because ESPN made a humongous push for SGA as MVP.
Yeah.
That's what they want. So that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That narrative.
For me,
They
I
like
think-
to change their narratives throughout the year. So.
Exactly, yeah. For me, I think Dallas is a worthy adversary, but I just don't really see them as one of the top 3 teams in the West right now. Okay. That's just my personal opinion.
What is the win?
So projected wins, they are projected at 49.7.
So they're exactly where they're at last year.
3rd best in the Western Conference, 5th best overall in the NBA. So I was pretty spot on then if I had them in 6th.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep them at 50. I think
50?
they replicate last year. Maybe 51.
I'm going to say
I'd say they're better than that.
I think the West got more competitive, so I don't know if there's going to be as many wins there. I think they're going to get 48 this year.
Okay. I'm going to say 51, 52.
Well, you're a Dallas believer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're staying in that range.
And what do we think ceiling-wise for Dallas, both seed-wise and playoff-wise?
Say finals again.
Conference finals. Conference or NBA?
But can they win the finals? Is that their ceiling?
No.
Just going to the finals.
Yeah, I think their ceiling is the finals, but I think that's kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
But I think conference finals definitely. Really just depends on who they match up with in the
Right.
second round. I think that's really important.
Right.
And we'll see who could stay healthy. We'll see if Kyrie and Klay can lock in this year again. And Dallas is just kind of, the pieces are all there. It should work. But will it? That's kind of the question. So, yeah. Any final thoughts on Dallas?
Go Mavs. Go Mark.
He's a fake Knicks fan.
Yeah.
So, all right, we move in to our 4th place team. Now, we had a tie for 3rd. So this team lost the tiebreaker because we had them lower on a majority of the list. We'll explain it when we talk about the 3rd place team. But we're going to talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh, wow.
This team, fresh off of a conference finals appearance, got clapped by Dallas and made a humongous trade in the offseason that sent Karl Anthony Towns to the Garden for Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, Keita Bates-Diop, and a bunch of assets. Bless you.
Thank you.
Antoine,
Tell us about Minnesota.
I love this team, not just because Anthony Edwards is there, but they finished 56 and 26 last year. They were the 3rd seed in the West, of course, locked in with Thunder and Nuggets because of where they finished, 1 game apart from each other. Minnesota was looking like the same team as last year up until 3 weeks ago. They traded for me. No. They traded for a piece of me that's no longer with me.
Okay.
The starting 5 is presumably going to look the same besides one face, and that's at power forward. They replaced Cat with Julius Randle. And, of course, the same starting five is Conley, Ant, J-Mac, Randall, and Gio's favorite center of all time, Rudy Gobert.
Bruh.
The bench is fairly similar besides Kyle Anderson left to go to Golden State.
Yeah.
They have a new front court bench duo of Rob Dillingham.
That's backcourt.
I confused them.
It's also probably not going to involve Rob Dillingham.
I would think.
You would play Rob Dillingham over both Devo and Alexander Walker?
No. Rob is the backup point guard.
No, it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker's the backup point guard.
He's a backup. He's a guard.
Yeah.
It says shooting guard here on.
I think they should have kept Kyle Anderson and got rid of Nikhil.
Nikhil's way higher ceiling.
During the Nuggets
don't
series,
think so.
J-Mac couldn't guard a lick.
Yeah.
So
Well, J-Mac,
Nickeil Alexander-Walker was clamping up Jamal Murray.
yeah, but he's also hot and cold. He has his times where he's hot. He has
That's
his times
fair.
where he's cold.
Let
So
me-
it's like every player's like
Let me
that.
get through this stacked bench.
Yeah, tell us
so
about the stacked
Rob
bench.
Dillingham, Dante DiVincenzo, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Joe Ingles, Papa Joe, Dad Bod Central,
The glaze is crazy.
Luca Garza, who's been looking good so far in the preseason,
Yeah.
and then Naz Reid.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And we forget our homegrown, and then also Terrence Shannon, who also got the highest vote, tied with all the 6 guys for the steal of the draft. I don't know much about him, but apparently guys are high on him. So,
He had a couple poster dunks in the preseason game last week.
but a very deep bench.
Okay. Yeah,
That looks
looking good.
Yeah.
looks really good.
We've talked a lot about Minnesota, so we'll kind of keep this a little bit brief. If you guys do want to go check out the last episode, link below, or 2 weeks below, whatever.
And our off season and our Knicks videos.
Yeah, we talked about the Wolves a lot. They're in great shape for the future.
Oh yeah.
Right now, though, I don't know for sure the total seriousness of Minnesota, because I think with Cat, maybe it's just because of his name and because of his 60-point games that we think they're contenders because of that. But do we think they can contend with a playoff dropper in Julius Randle now?
But you're
trading-
Julius is in a different spotlight now
Yeah.
with media
Right.
attention somewhat at a fair low amount. But
I wouldn't call him a playoff dropper.
come
either.
playoff time,
Well, statistically, he is.
come playoff time, the media will be on the Timberwolves. So that's a different story. Regular
Right.
season, it might be a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see if he's healthy
Mm-hmm.
and if he meshes with Rudy and Ant. Ant's going to want the ball, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Randall's is going to be the 2 with Rudy at the 3.
Rovert.
Conley's going to be there. I think it's going to be a different Randall compared to New York.
Yeah, I think Randall has become severely underrated because of all
Yeah.
the hate that he's gotten.
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
New York Knicks fans and media or whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't say all the hate's warranted, but I mean, he did shoot them out of 2 playoff series. But
I think even that's like kind of an exaggeration.
no, but it's like true though. Like that
Well, that's because he was the number 1 option. in
that
those
series against the
series.
Heat, like you need to have the ball in Brunson's hands, not Randall's. So
He's been in the playoffs twice in his
twice with the
career?
Knicks, yes,
Twice with the Knicks.
and he was a no-show against Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
was okay against Cleveland, and then was not good against Miami, and obviously was hurt last year. But the real piece with Minnesota is DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
I think you're looking at a 6 Man of the Year candidate right off rip.
Nice.
And I think he's just going to add that bench punch. And you've seen it in preseason already. He's lighting it up
Yeah.
from behind the arc.
He's got that attitude.
Yeah,
also-
he wants that ass.
He has that dog.
He has that dog in him.
That
And
is the one.
Fits right in with Minnesota.
That is the one thing that I didn't like about the trade is letting Devo go because we need depth. Randall, I was perfectly fine because you're getting Cat back in return.
right.
You guys are losing a little bit of that dog too.
They are losing the dog.
Like the Knicks, you guys had that dog
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah,
some of
and
it
plus
left.
he's an Italian brother of mine.
you guys, you guys traded a dog for a cat.
all the Italian New Yorkers are sick.
Yeah,
Devo's gone.
and
Gio, they traded a dog for a cat,
Oh my, that is
Yeah.
probably the greatest thing I've heard.
and you traded 6 first-round picks for a pillow.
thank you.
You're welcome.
And also from yesterday, Devo, you could tell, was really upset at everybody in that Knicks front.
We'll
What was he
talk
saying?
about that later on.
Later on?
Or- Oh, we forgot to do our preseason.
We can close it out in the
Yeah.
outro.
Yeah.
We can do it in the outro.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about
We can talk
preseason.
about
I
it.
totally forgot about that.
We can do it in the outro.
Yeah, but
Um,
yeah, basically we can talk about it now then since we forgot
Yeah,
to do
we
it.
might as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just I with all respect, he should be mad. I think everything he said, whatever it was,
Well, you
toward.
don't even know what he said.
I know what he said.
There
What did
was
he say? Say it.
He was just saying that, Rick runs the show there. Like, that's what happens when you guys come in and they run the show. And, I don't know if he was saying, like, thanks for the trade to Tibbs. Apparently he said that's not what he said. But I know everything was directed toward Rick Brunson specifically.
That's Brunson's dad.
Yes.
Jalen's dad, correct. So
Is there beef between the two?
Before you got here, I was talking to him about this.
Yeah.
The only reason Jalen Brunson's even a Knick to begin with is because they hired his father.
Right.
The whole tampering thing that got broken down, and they lost draft picks because of it, and they got like fined to smithereens. Rick Brunson, of course, is going to want some say. Jalen Brunson's going to have some say, and I think maybe Dante DiVincenzo was someone that Rick Brunson didn't really like. Maybe
that's what I'm thinking.
that's the lines I'm kind of along. Maybe he's playing so good that he's kind of overshadowing his son. That could be one sort of thing with it, and that's something we don't know, because I think this was kind of the main sort of thing that's happened during preseason. And Dante DiVincenzo's been great, and obviously now this whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at their history, Brunson and Devo's history in Villanova, even that was a little sketchy. Like, they only had a decent relationship because they were a winning team.
Yes.
But when they weren't a winning team, when they were younger, they were scrappy. They got into some actual fights.
Yeah.
Not words, not verbal. I'm talking about physical.
Right.
So it was scrappy in their history. So
That's
I'm
why.
not surprised.
This is personal to Rick Brunson.
This is personal.
So that's why Dante DiVincenzo is going to go on a tear.
Yeah.
So
It's motivation.
Yeah, he's mad. He's
He's
chip on
a
his shoulder.
dog, okay? So, yeah, this is just going to motivate
in
him.
mind-
He's going to be great.
And keep in mind, Dante DiVincenzo has been having a chip on his shoulder. Obviously, the Bucks tried to trade him in 2021,
Yeah.
but the trade fell through. He winds up getting hurt in the playoffs, and they win a championship essentially without him. Then he finally gets traded to Sacramento, who disrespected him while he was there. Then he goes to Golden State, but they couldn't afford to bring him back. Then he finds a home with the Knicks, and everything seems good until Jalen Brunson's dad or Tom Thibodeau, whoever he's mad at, got involved and wanted him gone.
I want to see more in the story.
Yeah, I think this
I
is
think
only
there'll
the
be more.
beginning we're going to see regarding this whole era with it. So,
Yeah. And it boiled over after the game, and Dante went over, and you could see JB is kind of holding Devo and not really looking towards them because
he's going to side with his
he's going to
father.
side with his father. But
Yeah.
I think JB understands his frustration, and that's why
Probably.
he's not backing his father's money. And he knows his dad's going to talk because it's his dad. But
This all would have been prevented if Mark Cuban just gave Brunson a damn contract.
yeah.
Like, bro.
If Diva would have worked down in the Bucks, that's a nice piece for them playoff wise, and just for down the road because they need a shooting guard.
Right.
But it didn't, and they drafted him. But
I mean, it did technically work.
yeah,
He was just hurt.
yeah,
Yeah.
That was when they started PJ Tucker instead. But yeah, I think this is only the beginning we're going to see. And I think I'm glad Randall got out of there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He needed a new
We
scene.
saw like 3 weeks before the trade happened. They took his jerseys out of the store, and he was like, "Oh, I see how it is."
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
It was a bumpy road.
yeah. The Knicks,
bumpy road.
Like I said, the Knicks are a historic, storied franchise, but they are not the greatest run.
Yeah.
They don't. The whole Charles Oakley situation was kind of one thing.
That's
But back to
that's
Minnesota.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Bad thing.
As far as where we placed them,
Yeah.
me and you had them in 4th. Gio had them in 3rd.
Okay. That's
So that's kind of where it is.
I had him over the Nuggets. That's what it was.
Now,
fine. The win total.
win total 42.7.
Oh, wow. That's pretty low.
They won 56 last.
Eighth?
8th in the West. Okay.
That's you?
no,
Or this
No,
is what
that's
ESPN, yeah.
ESPN. Okay. I was gonna
8th,
say.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16th in the NBA.
You know what? I might place that bet on ESPN, and I'm gonna win a lot of money
Eh.
for the over.
It
Because
would be a smart over to bet, but keep in mind,
Damn.
this team is not the most durable either. So,
They'll be fine.
yeah,
this is a 50-win team. They're not getting 56.
they're not getting 56.
They're gonna get 50-51.
They're not even licking 56, bro. Not a chance.
They're gonna get 50-51.
They're going to get 49,
I'm going to say they're going to get 52.
52.
52. That's what I'm thinking for Minnesota.
What seed are they? 1, 2, 3?
They'll be top 4.
Top 4 seed?
Can't guarantee you which one yet.
I'll say they'll be 4 seed.
Okay. And what
Lock
about
it in.
playoff wise?
Conference. Ooh, no. NBA Finals.
Nah.
Any of the three
Conference
teams could make
finals.
it.
They're a second round team this year.
Second round team.
Oh,
I say
no.
conference.
Second round team this year.
Yeah.
No.
That's
Okay.
what I think. So,
I saw it coming.
okay.
I said second round.
Any final thoughts regarding Minnesota and the Timberwolves?
I'm just excited for Ant and, of course, my former Knicks.
Yeah, Randall hasn't played yet, so we'll see.
Yeah, and what their bench is going to be like. Yeah, I'm a Timberwolves fan just because I love Ant and I want to see him succeed.
Yeah, they're fun to watch.
Yeah. Although
so-
you made a trade with him, you gotta pray for their downfall.
Well, Cat looks good for us, so I'm not praying on the downfall.
Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see.
All
all right.
Who's next?
Moving into our third place team. This is the team that won the tiebreaker because two of us had them above Minnesota, and it's the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Interesting.
So I'm a little surprised by this placement. I'll explain more in a bit.
I'm not.
But the Thunder were the 1 seed in the West last year, had an unbelievable breakout season from kind of just everyone. First season of Chet. SGA was the runner-up in the MVP race. They took down the New Orleans Pelicans in the first round before falling short to the eventual West champs, the Dallas Mavericks, in the second round in 6 games. And obviously they had a humongous offseason, which Antoine's going to tell us about. So Antoine, tell us about OKC.
Oh, so as Tyler said, OKC was the 1 seed, tied with Denver, 57-25 last year. So OKC looks completely rejuvenated. That is the correct word, I think. Let's find them here on the list. Here they are. Okay, we have a starting 5 of SGA, Alex Caruso, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, and Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah, that's dirty.
We have
Really good lineup.
we have a bench of Stroke and Joe,
Okay.
Isaiah Joe, Kason Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, the other Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, and I think that is it. I said Aaron Wiggins, correct?
Yeah.
I did.
Backup big.
Their backup big is the other Jalen Williams.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
forgot you mentioned
I was looking at like I know Usman Deng's been getting a lot of minutes so far in the preseason. He was a high draft pick of theirs.
Yeah.
Speaking of high draft picks, they did draft Nikola Topic this year, who I think is a really good steal and value pick for them. He's going to be really good once he's back healthy wise, but that's just going to be another question about SGA and him when he comes, if they trade him, who knows?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play a game for the Thunder.
Yeah.
I think he might get traded in the offseason.
It's a good trade piece for sure.
Yeah, well,
For guys
we'll
who
have
need
to see.
point guard. But that is the Thunder looking really deep as always and really scary starting 5.
Yeah, this is a good team.
Yeah.
This is a really good team. They're young. They're well coached. They're really just kind of just good in all ways around. I think their point of attack defense is just insane. In fact, even SGA can do it. Like,
I mean, I don't know. I feel like SG is a little overrated on the defense.
I mean, when you lead the league in steals, it's kind of hard to call you overrated as a defender, you know?
Yeah, but like most of those steals come from other people deflecting, like Lou Dort, who's an outstanding defender. He gets a lot of deflections.
Well, yeah, but typically,
ends up in SGA's hands, and he's credited with the steal.
I think the steal would go give credit to Lou Dort, though, because he poked it
not
free.
not last season. This season going forward, I think it will.
Yeah, it will. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how Hartenstein meshes. We get to see more Chet at the 4. It didn't really work too much last year because they didn't have a good 5. But now they do. And now we can really see Chet come into his own a little bit more, maybe.
We'll see.
I don't know. I think the SGA Hartenstein pick and roll is really what I'm most curious about. I think it could work. But we'll have to see. SGA's not much of the lob thrower. I know he can, but he's more of the step back midi kind of guy.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that meshes. Obviously, no more Josh Giddey hogging the ball. So Alex Caruso will allow more spacing and just typical 3-and-D to give the other guys better opportunities, make their lives easier, stuff like that.
Right.
So as a former Thunder fan, how are you feeling about them?
I mean, we'll see. I'm curious about how Hartenstein's going to fit in with the team.
Yeah.
I think you can already, like, I watched the preseason. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I just saw, like, a couple plays here and there, and I saw Hartenstein's, his energy. It's definitely, you can feel his energy when he's on the court. Like, the players definitely, his teammates definitely pick up on that. And, like, the whole offensive rebounding thing, yeah.
Huge.
They feel that.
That was the one thing that lacked for them in the Dallas series.
Yeah.
Couldn't rebound the ball for shit.
Yeah.
They were getting out-rebounded by Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
So like that can't happen when a 6'2" guard is out
Right.
rebounding Chet Holmgren or something,
Right. Right.
So I think that's the most important thing for OKC and just staying healthy,
Right.
staying with it.
Yeah, that's huge for them.
And then
So
you
we'll
stay
see how
healthy.
Hartenstein, sort of brings that rebounding culture to the Thunder. I think
Exactly.
he will.
I love him. I wanted him back, but he's going to go to OKC and do good things there. And he's going to bring another dog mentality like Devo to his new team. Him and Devo and Verno went to the best teams in the West besides Denver. So they're going right back into a winning culture.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
So that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Win totals. What were they last year? 57?
57.
They have a win total projection this year of 53.7, which is first in the entire NBA.
Wow.
They'll get 55.
I think they'll get 52.
I think this team, low key, if they're healthy, could flirt with 60.
Ooh. You're very high on
I don't know.
I think in the regular season, I think they're really going to be good.
Okay.
I'm going to say 56.
Okay.
I think they
I like
kind of
that,
have a
actually.
similar season as last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not against that.
That's kind of what I think. I think they're the only West team that can flirt with that many wins.
What's their ceiling?
Well, this team ceiling has to be the finals.
Win?
No.
Okay. Just finals appearance.
if they play Boston, no. To play anyone else, yes.
Okay. I agree with that.
I think they are. I think they are a contender.
I think they're contenders.
Yeah, I think the
Finals.
ceiling is winning the championship.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finals.
As far as where we place them,
You told us already.
no, I didn't say it.
Oh, I thought you did.
You screwed this up again, because you had them in second. I had them in third. I mean, no, sorry. You had them in third. I had them in second. You had them in sixth.
Yeah.
You were really low on OKC.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't factor in the Hartenstein trade.
Or the Caruso
actually.
trade either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already big on Giddey, but then now that I think about it, the fit with Caruso and OKC is so much better. And then now the Hartenstein fit as well. It's just perfect fits and all around. So
And they have a good bench too.
yeah, now that I'm thinking, their bench, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, this makes sense. It's probably higher than 6.
This team should have been second.
This team, yeah, I would have this team around 3 or 4 probably if I
That's
reevaluate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, because me and Antoine had OKC higher than Minnesota, they wound up winning the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
And that's why they're here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So what is this, 3?
this is our third team.
Okay,
So
yeah,
we have 2
that makes
teams
sense.
left, and any final thoughts before we get into those final 2 teams? All right, let's get into the final 2 teams. Moving into our second place team, a team that's been very disrespected recently, and even just in general. It's the Denver Nuggets. Now, last year, the Denver Nuggets were not themselves in the playoffs, fresh after winning a championship. They won against the Lakers. They beat the Lakers in 5 in round 1, although they
Yeah.
were down in like every game.
Yeah.
Then obviously went down 0-2 to Minnesota before storming back to a 3-2 lead, and then ran out of gas and lost game 6 and 7.
Yeah.
In the offseason, they lose KCP and promote Christian Brown and bring in Russell Westbrook and Dario Saric. That's kind of been the main gist of Denver. But yeah, they're kind of playing with house money here at this point. They're not spending. So Antoine, tell us about the Denver Nuggets.
So Denver finished 57-25 last year, tied with OKC. Starting 5 this year is the same with minus KCP, as Christian Braun is going to replace him. So you have Jamal Murray, Christian Braun, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic. The bench, Russell Westbrook takes over backup point guard duties. And then you have the bench presumably rounding out with Julian Strouder, Hunter Tyson, Peyton Watson, Dario Saric, Zeke Naji,
I like it.
and their draft pick was Deron Holmes, who was going to be that backup big, but he unfortunately tore his Achilles in the summer league
I feel so bad for
and
the
is
kid,
going to be
man.
out
So
till next
bad.
season.
That bench is actually not as bad as we thought.
No, it's good.
I forgot.
The bench has upgraded.
Bench
I
is
forgot
solid.
about Jalen Pickett as well.
Oh, no, he's terrible.
Okay, no Jalen
Yeah.
Pickett. Forget that.
Yeah, I don't think the bench is on the level of Indiana or Minnesota.
Not quite.
But I think it's like a tier below it. I don't think it's that bad. The bench last year was significantly worse. When you're relying on Reggie Jackson, it's obviously
Right.
not the level of Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, but I think it's going to get the job done if Peyton Watson can play in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
I think that's really the key for the bench.
And I think he will.
Hopefully,
He's
'cause
going to take steps this season, and I think Russ is going to have a big part of that.
Yeah, he's one of his mentors
Yeah.
at UCLA.
Yeah.
So I think that's huge. So as the newest Nuggets fan, tell us about your new team, your new home.
Feels good. Feels good to be a fan of a winning team again, doesn't it?
The Clippers were not a winning
No,
team, but a
they're-
team that won games.
No, no. I mean, yes, but no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. So it feels good to be a fan of a contender again. I'm actually excited to watch the NBA this year. Very excited. I'm always excited for it, but now I'm very excited.
The fact that you get to watch your favorite player on a winning team and you get to cover the NBA now. It's
Right.
Like,
Right. And
Yeah.
now Russ is gonna spin the whole narrative that you can't win with Russ or whatever. He's gonna turn that around. His legacy is going to be fixed. Thank you, Jokic.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
and,
sir.
Yeah, I'm just so excited, so ready for the season.
Yeah. I think this is good for Denver because we saw when they were disrespected and they were insulted and they were torn apart by the media, just made them lock in even more and just go to work.
Right.
And last year, I think they got complacent. Obviously, the bench wasn't as good, so the starters got a lot more banged up because they had to play a lot more minutes.
Right.
Look, I think obviously the loss of KCP is bad, but it's not like a humongous loss.
I don't think
like,
it's that bad.
you're gonna. Well, it's a big loss 3-point wise because Christian Brown can't shoot like that.
Not
But
yet.
he's a much better defender than KCP.
I think he's a better player. How about that?
Yeah, and even if you want shooting, Julian Strawther's an amazing shooter.
Yeah.
If he can stay healthy, he could easily just alternate with Christian Brown for that starting
Yeah.
spot. Because if you're playing, let's say if you're playing, I don't know, the Timberwolves, play Christian Brown because he can guard Anthony Edwards.
Right.
But if you're playing a team like Indiana,
Yeah.
who's not good defensively, I would start Julian Strawther, just go
Makes
offense for
sense.
offense.
Makes sense.
So I think that's good flexibility for the circumstances. Jokic is Jokic. When you have Nikola Jokic, you have a chance, right? And we saw last year, if they were just locked in, they easily could have just stampeded their way back to the finals and won. So what do we think this year win total wise? How many did they have last year?
57.
Okay, this year, 47.4.
Oh wow. They
Hella
dropped off.
disrespected. Remember, it's ESPN.
Yeah.
So
They're getting
fifth
50.
in the Western Conference. So while you give me yours, I'll figure out how
They're
much
getting
NBA.
53, 54.
I was gonna say that too.
You said 53, 54?
Yeah, I say the same thing.
Easily.
47-4, so it's fifth. We got 6, 7, 8. No, seventh in the NBA.
Okay.
So just behind the other teams. So 47, I'm going to say 51.
Oh,
51?
so we're
Okay.
higher.
Yeah, I think they're going to be good. I think, it really depends on what you get from Jamal Murray.
Absolutely.
But,
I was gonna bring that up.
however,
Yep.
Michael Porter Jr. has been hooping.
He's gonna get a lot more shots too.
My goodness.
He's gonna get more shots coming his way. I think he's gonna have a breakout season. Huge
Yeah.
season for MPJ coming up.
Exactly. So I got my eye on MPJ, and I got my eye on Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
We'll see what he can do.
He's been playing well so far in the
Yeah.
preseason.
I'm not placing super high expectations on Russell Westbrook. We don't need him to have that.
What do you want him to do?
I just need him.
What do you need him to do?
I just need him to be productive.
Meaning like what, 10 points a game, 7 points a game, 5 assists.
Anything that he can do to help the team win. So
Contribute to winning.
I think like for Russ, I'm really looking at defensive win shares.
I like that.
That's exactly the advanced stat I'm looking for.
I
with
like
him.
it. I like it.
So, and if he does wind up starting, if Murray gets hurt, points per 100 possessions, another huge one. How
Yeah.
much offense he can generate
Yeah.
through his assists and everything like that. So we'll
Yeah.
kind of see.
I'm
As far
excited.
as where we placed them, we were right in order. 2 for Anthony, 3 for me, 4 for you. So
All right.
yeah,
That's
we're
fine.
quite clearly the number 2 team as far as the math goes. I personally would have OKC over them. Just because of the offseason they had.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think when it comes down to a postseason setting, I side with Nikola Jokic every time
Mm-hmm.
over anyone in the NBA, let alone SGA. So, yeah, that's kind of my thing with Denver.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. Any final thoughts regarding
I think they're going to
Nuggets.
be they're obviously
be-
contenders.
ceiling? Yeah, ceiling.
Yeah, they'll be finals.
Their ceiling is championship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously contenders, and they can win
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know if they'll get the 1 seed this year, but I think definitely
No,
top 3
I don't
seed.
think so.
It's
to
harder.
get.
yeah.
So we'll see. But lads, 29 teams across across 5 or 6 weeks. It all comes down to this. The number one team in the first ever Floor Spacer podcast preseason power rankings belongs to the Detroit. No, I'm just kidding. It's the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics. I mean, what is not to be breathtaking by this team? I mean, they're top to bottom just stacked with all-stars, Hall of Famers, well coached, just the whole shebang, right?
Obviously, the role player Hall of Fame.
Yeah, just everything. Like the good dude University Hall of Fame, like everything. Obviously, the Celtics were the top seed in the East by so much of a comfortable margin that there was the Knicks were tied for the second seed, right? With like 3 other teams, and all 3 of those teams were closer to the Nets and the Bulls in games than the Celtics. So that's how dominant they were. Now, granted, the East was awful, but like you play who's in front of you, you know? Celtics obviously last season lost in the I don't know if it was I think it was the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament to Indiana before getting their revenge on Indiana in the Eastern Conference Finals, even though they really should have lost the series. But yeah, they stampede through Miami, they stampede through Cleveland because Donovan Mitchell got hurt, and then
they would have beat Cleveland either way.
Well, I mean, when Donovan Mitchell was healthy, they were tied 1-1. So remember,
fluke game.
But I remember I still couldn't take Boston seriously until they locked in, and they did. So there you go. And obviously they beat Dallas in 5 games.
They did.
So they lost 3 games throughout? No, they lost 2 games in the entire postseason. And Donovan Mitchell was the only one that beat them with who? Luka Doncic. So they swept the other 2 series, I believe. But yeah, that's essentially the gist of Boston. Obviously, in the offseason, they brought everyone back. Tatum's now the most paid player in the NBA right now. Antoine, tell us more about Boston.
So Boston had the best record last year in the NBA, 64-18. I don't think they'll replicate that this year, but never say never. This team is strictly clamps and talented.
And
everywhere.
offense.
Just everything.
Everywhere.
Just pure basketball.
Yo, is this the best team of all time?
No.
No.
Okay.
But it's up there.
Not a chance.
For Boston, it was bringing back all the guys, and they did, and more. So lineup, again, same as last year. Presumably, the only change is Al Horford coming in for Kristaps while he rehabs from his injury. But you have Drew, Derek White back on his new contract, Tatum back on his new contract, Jaylen Brown, and then Horford. Your bench, PP, slow PP, fast PP, fast PP, right, is back. He had his contract done last year, so he's good. Xavier Tillman is back. Luke Cornett is back. Sam Hauser got his contract. He's back. They drafted Baylor Shireman, who's a sharpshooter out of Creighton. Should give them some more younger depth, along with...
He won't play.
Yeah, he's not playing.
Leave Baylor Shireman alone.
He won't play.
He loves. He loves picking these random white guy shooters.
I
not
love
playing.
Creighton people. 2 guys that I think are going to help, hopefully this year. Jordan Walsh was their pick from last year, high second rounder. They have high hopes for him, presumably having a nice role. And they also signed Lonnie Walker.
Yeah, I was really hoping you were going to mention Lonnie.
Lonnie is someone that's going to give bench depth along with Hauser in that same position with.
They just got too many guys.
Yeah. Like they're so stacked that he might play in the G League to start the season. Like Lonnie Walker, he just scored 20 points last night in like 20 minutes.
That's insane.
Like it's ridiculous.
They just have an abundance of talent. It's just not fair.
However, they do have the prophecy hanging over their back.
Which is?
So there's 2 prophecies. There has not been a defending champion since the 2018 Warriors. There has not been a defending champion to advance past the second round since the 2019 Warriors.
They got that.
So
they're going to break that.
Remember, championship hangovers are real. Porzingis is already not healthy. So we'll see.
They don't even need Porzingis.
I don't know. Porzingis was humongously good in the finals.
He was huge.
I'm like, game 1 Porzingis might be like one of the greatest games ever.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane.
Yeah.
Former Nick.
Look, man.
Yeah.
They just got an abundance of talent. They genuinely... I mean, Porzingis is huge for them because they need that big.
Yeah.
But I can see them winning without Porzingis, to be honest.
I don't know.
I think they can make it far, but I think when they need it the most, I think Al Horford is
He's gonna be too
his
old.
health and age will catch up to him.
I would only trust Al Horford if he's guarding Embiid because he's the only player he could stop.
Mm-hmm.
And the stats do prove it. I'm not just hating.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So yeah, I don't know. For the win totals, obviously Boston 52.4. So second in the NBA, obviously first in the East.
Okay.
What do we think win total wise?
58.
They're getting 58.
They are winning 60 games of basketball this year.
Okay.
Back to 60.
Back
I
to
think
60.
high 50.
The East is still ungodly awful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Philly's there. Orlando's there. New
Yeah,
York is there.
they got some solid.
They got
teams in the
improvement
East.
teams coming up.
Yeah.
Knicks are even,
But I'm looking,
some people say they're good.
I'm looking at matchups. I'm not looking at how talented a team
Yes.
is. I'm looking at who can match up best with Boston.
Well, that depends after trade deadline. Whoever's in contention,
Right.
who they acquire, and Boston can't acquire anybody presumably.
They really can't. They really have no one
it's
to
the
trade.
other teams that are going to.
And they're not going to be a factor in the buyout market because anyone that makes over the MLE, which is like 12.5 to 13 mil, can't sign with any team over the first apron. And Boston's clearly over both aprons, so that kind of eliminates them from anything.
Yeah.
As far as where we place them, this was the only team we were all agreeant on. All three of us put them in number one.
30.
Yeah.
So yeah,
one,
all put
30.
them in number one. This was quite the obvious choice.
Yeah. Championship team.
Yeah, I mean their ceiling is winning it all.
Yeah.
That is the
Finals
ceiling.
again. Obviously, once this core is gone, they're going to be back to.
Hell.
Yes. Correct.
I just don't want them to go to the finals only because I want a Jokic and Embiid finals.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Conference finals.
No, finals.
How could they
NBA
can't play in the
finals.
although
How is that going to
Nuggets-
happen?
Nuggets,
bro,
Sixers.
But imagine a
Nuggets.
imagine a
Sixers.
Nuggets Celtics
I thought you said-
finals though.
That would be cool.
Oh my god.
Nuggets Celtics finals. would
Nuggets
be cool.
Celtics finals would be amazing.
But I want an Embiid Jokic matchup.
Well, Embiid's got to play in the conference finals first before he can do the finals.
Okay.
So,
Leave my MVP alone. Stop it.
but yeah, I mean that's the Boston Celtics. I mean this team is stupidly talented. The question is, can they repeat? And we'll find out next week when we predict our 24-25 NBA season. So, yeah, we're not going to spoil anything else from there, lads.
No.
Any final thoughts on not only this week but just the power rankings in general? How do we feel about this little mini series?
I liked it.
It's good. I love power rankings. Nick should be higher.
No.
I forgot who I placed so bad.
You placed them the lowest, didn't
yeah.
you?
No, we placed them.
Oh, okay,
You
okay,
placed
okay.
them.
Yeah.
It's fun. I think it's definitely gonna be a thing for next year.
Yeah, I'm down to bring it back.
Yeah, it gives us even if there's not major change, there probably would be some major changes, but it's good. I like the way we planned it out in 5 episodes. It's hard to get it in
6.
6. It's hard to get it into a whole episode. Plus, it gives us more time. Plus, the off season is long,
Yeah.
so it gives us time to not talk about the same stuff over and over. We may bring in some other things next year for off season that are considerably the same as this.
I think next year we'll
We'll
have
see.
a lot more creativity because
Yeah.
there was no Olympics next year.
Yes.
Right.
So
Right.
we'll get to
Yeah.
kind of do some fun little tier lists and shit. Like, it'll be a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
We'll work on the tier list.
Yeah,
Correct.
it's gonna be fun next year.
Tier lists are gonna be a big
So-
thing.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, this segment went a lot longer than we thought, so we're not even going to cover the preseason then. We already talked about the main stories anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anything else before we move on to
My shower.
the shower thoughts?
Okay.
All right, let's get into
move.
it. All right, into the final segment. It's everyone's favorite. It's time for shower thoughts, the segment that racks our brain and turns Antoine super sus for absolutely no reason at all. So, last week we talked about, why am I forgetting? It was my question too. It was about having games played in NBA stars'
Yes.
home countries or
Yep.
regions or anything like that. So if you guys want to check it out, link down in the description to episode 26. Go check it out. Today, it's your turn, Antoine. He claims that he comes with a really fun question. So let's see if it is. Take it away.
Well,
Antoine.
it's fun because hearing people talk about it is interesting because I don't know if it can actually be done, but it could possibly be done.
okay.
On the topic of NBA governors, owners, do you think it's in the NBA's interest, i.e., Adam Silver, the other owners themselves, to vote on a specific team being sold because of factors such as poor performance, just horrible ownership overall, like i.e., I guess a good example, the Oakland Athletics.
Okay.
That's a baseball example. I don't know any other bad NBA owners like currently that I would. Well, Donald, what's his name? Sterling from the Clippers. He was.
That was a while ago.
But is it inhumane to force an owner to sell his own team, or is it the right thing to do under certain circumstances because it is causing so much turmoil within fans, other ownership groups, the NBA itself? Is it the right thing to do, or is it inhumane for Adam Silver and the other governors?
Wait. So let me ask you just a question really quick to clarify.
Yeah, then we'll have you re-ask it just for the segment purposes.
Yeah.
Are you saying that Adam Silver would make an executive decision, meaning him alone as the commissioner, to say, no, you have to do this, like kind of like a dictator? Is that what you're saying?
Let's take initiative, I guess. Not like he's a dictator.
But it's his decision, his sole decision, or is it multiple people's decisions?
I think you have to have the other governors and owners involved because they have say in things. Okay, I'll keep
re-ask
I'll keep it simple.
in simplest terms.
Should the NBA take a team away from an owner because of certain circumstances that caused the team to just be in turmoil, poor performances for multiple years, no really good players coming in, fans are disgruntled,
Just anything negative.
ticket sales are down, everything's down, like just any reason? Should the NBA and
Should they have the right?
should they have the right to take the team away from the owner and then pass it on to a new owner that wants to take over right away, that will put in everything that's needed?
Okay. Gio, you can start.
Nice.
Have fun.
Okay. Should they have the right? This is tough, man.
Because I already know my answer, but I'm going to wait for you to say yours first.
I don't think they should. I don't think they should.
Think about like the worst things that could happen.
Yeah.
Like you have riots from fans outside the arena.
Okay, yeah, I think they should. Because at the end of the day, it is their league. So they have to protect their league. And if that means you have to kick a guy out of ownership, you got to do it. You know what I mean? Like, but I would say it would have to be under very extreme circumstances, like what you said, like there's riots or whatever.
Or an owner gets caught on tape like Donald Sterling.
Yeah, or something like that,
Yeah.
where owner gets caught in like legal trouble or whatever it is. So I would say yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tyler?
So we kind of saw something similar literally 2 years ago, or not even, maybe like a year ago. The Suns, Phoenix Suns, Robert Sarver was the owner at the time, had a lot of allegations for some really gross crimes and everything like that.
What was he doing?
Things I cannot say on a podcast. But a lot of bad stuff that, obviously he was suspended for a year and he got like really fined like a lot of money and stuff like that. You can't overthrow an owner. You can't force someone to sell. But the NBA and all the governors and everything put so much pressure on him that he was forced to sell the team essentially.
So what does that look like? Do you know? What does that pressure look like for the owner?
I think it's just, I don't know exactly what it entails, but you're basically hearing it from every higher up that's affiliated or with the NBA. And look, if you're a piece of shit like Robert Sarver is, then you're clearly not fit to run a basketball team. You're clearly not fit to represent a city and a team like that. So, and same thing with Donald Sterling. When you're caught doing these things and you're in this position of owning an actual NBA franchise worth billions of dollars,
Right.
you can't be there anymore. And last year we saw him sell. And to answer your other question, what you were saying before about bringing in someone that is passionate, Matt Ishbia. Now, the way you become an NBA owner is you need to be sponsored by a current owner. And that's exactly what our owner, Joe Tsai, did. He was the sponsor for Ishbia, kind of showed him the ins and outs of everything, and that's how the KD trade really happened. So that's kind of essentially the main gist of it for the most part.
Right.
But I don't think Adam Silver can forcefully take a team away from someone.
I see.
The NBA can buy a team out and move it or do whatever they want with it. Like we saw.
So they can buy it and then sell it to a new owner.
Right. Like, for example, the NHL bought the Arizona Coyotes
Okay.
and moved them to Utah. So that's basically one thing they can do. That's why the Arizona Coyotes are technically an inactive franchise. They exist still, but they're just not. They're suspended operations.
Wow.
So we saw this 10 years ago with soccer. Remember Chivas USA? They did the same thing. That's why MLS bought them, shut it down, and birthed LAFC.
Interesting.
So that's one end of the spectrum. But, as an association, the NBA works differently than a league or a tour or anything of that.
Are we able to get into that difference? Like, do you guys know the difference
Look it up
between
right
an
now.
association and a league?
I'll look it up right now. Difference between an association.
That's always been something I've wondered about. Like, why is
Yeah.
it the National Basketball Association and not the National Basketball League?
Right. So the main difference between a league and an association is that a league is a group of teams that compete against each other, while an association is a group of people or organizations that work together towards one common goal.
Okay.
So essentially speaking,
So the same thing.
well, kind of. Keep in mind, NFL, like Woody Johnson is an owner, right?
Got it.
Joe Tsai is a governor. So the owner is not, you're working under the NBA. Whereas the NFL, these teams are kind of their own entities that
Individual.
are in the NFL.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. And that's why the Players Association is so powerful, because it's an association. And that's why they have a lot of say with things. That's why lockouts happen, everything like that. So that's essentially what
So
it
would
is.
you say in an association, there's more power that the commissioner has rather than in a
It's-
league? There's more power that
think
the
of it-
individual.
Think of it as checks and balances. That's kind of how I would equate to it, except Adam Silver would have a lot more power than a president would if we're comparing it to government. But that's kind of how it is. But Adam Silver's held accountable by everyone else.
Right.
So, and he hires people that will not only do the job that he thinks they will do, but they'll also hold him accountable and make sure he's doing his.
Right.
So that's, I guess, the main difference between it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it says associations can be nonprofit that
I
promote.
have an interesting question.
Yeah, but you want me to finish reading this first?
Yeah.
They can be nonprofit organizations that promote the economic, scientific, or social well-being of their members. And that's stuff the NBA does. They have a lot of movements and have a lot of charity work and everything like that. Not saying the other leagues don't, but it's more prominent with associations.
Okay. That's good. Now, I have an interesting question, Anthony, to kind of follow up with you, and I want to ask you this. So your question was, should the commissioner have the power or the right to remove an owner from his position based on, bad things that they were doing or other reasons, right? That was your question. My question to you is, should owners of teams have the right to remove a commissioner if the commissioner is acting up? Or, I don't know, maybe taking advantage of his power or whatever it might be.
They have that power because the commissioner works for the owners. So the owners are essentially in charge of all of everything. So that's why Goodell gets his extensions, because the owners love what he's doing. But if something happens, the governors can vote and kick him out and quickly appoint
So they can do that.
commissioner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, checks and balances.
Yeah.
Okay.
It all equates to one. No one's got
No one's-
100% power.
No one's God,
No.
basically.
Exactly.
Okay. I
And
got
the
it.
owners are the ones setting the CBAs
Right.
for the players to agree on.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never understood that whole aspect, so thank you for bringing up this question. It's really helping with this understanding of what goes
commissioner-
on behind the scenes.
Adam
of
Silver
basketball.
kind of just oversees a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's obviously
Yeah.
the public spokesperson for the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really is unironically the face of the NBA,
Yeah.
even though he's
Yes.
not the face of the NBA.
I know he's like 6'5", right?
He's huge.
Yeah, he's big.
6'5",
Yeah.
lanky.
Mhm.
He has
Built like
that-
me.
He has that Tyler Schwartz build.
Yes, sir.
Really bald head, but like beady eyes.
Really bald head.
Really ball. Like, it's shiny.
Yo, we're about to draft him to the bald player.
Yeah.
The bald player.
A lot of rich men are white and bald.
Yeah,
That's
Jeff
kinda-
Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. There's
Who else?
There's probably a lot that
A
we're
lot.
forgetting about, but that's essentially what it is.
They can
But
just go to Turkey and get some like hair implants.
yeah, just
Yeah.
go fix that hairline
Yeah,
up. You'll be
come on.
good. You'll be good
Got
in like
enough money
3
for that.
weeks.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on it, Antoine? Since we didn't really get your end of it.
I think it can be done. like I said, under certain circumstances that are like
Extreme.
allegations, any like just fans rioting.
But allegations are just allegations.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta have it solved. Like you gotta have an investigation and like or on tape or video.
Right.
So like that's how Donald Sterling got kicked out. Everything was on tape. It's just, and then if it gets to fans like rebuttals and like serious stuff like that, then you got to step in and try to figure something out.
You know, I just realized
You made my
that
Siri go off when you said that.
What?
You made my Siri go off when you said
Oh,
that.
interesting.
that's what
Go ahead.
I just realized that the owners or
Governors.
no, the commissioner works for the owners, like
Correct.
right, like what you said,
Correct.
and the owners work for the fans.
Correct.
Interesting.
So
So,
the
really,
fans-
it's the fans that have all the
Fans-
power.
well,
The fans
no
have-
fans equals
It's
no
the
sports.
collective of the fans that have the power
Yeah,
Exactly.
and the
correct.
say, which
So-
is very interesting. I always thought it was the other way around, but really it's flipped. Which is
Yeah, if the fans aren't showing up to games, that's a massive problem
Right.
for profit for them and
Right.
the NBA.
right.
So yeah, the fans have a good amount of power.
I think another thing too that they can do, and we saw this with the Commanders a few years ago, that look, if like Dan Snyder did not want to change the team's name,
Yep.
but once your biggest investors or sponsors start threatening
Pulling
to take
out.
their deals away, that's another reason that could
Wow.
know, inquire him to sell.
Correct.
So,
Interesting.
one last little tidbit there, but
Yeah.
Investors have a lot of say, man.
yep.
Donors, investors. Once they take their money away, it's like, oh shoot, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Exactly,
And then,
yeah.
he's forced to. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
you got to just
It's a
And-
chain reaction.
Yeah, and obviously every team is different. Like for example, certain team like up until last year, Mark Cuban was 100% the Dallas Mavericks owners. Now he obviously sold a majority of it to investors. Some it's a group of people. Some it's the estate of a late person that passed away. I know in Portland, it's still the estate of Paul Allen, who owns the Seahawks as well. So a lot of different owners. Each one is unique. No two are the same. And yeah, that's kind of that.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts regarding this question? That was a good question.
I actually like that
I enjoyed
question.
that one.
I
This will
learned
make-
a lot today.
This will make a good segment too next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah,
So
that's good. Put it here, Anthony. That was good.
we have a truce between the two feuding members.
Feuding.
Yes.
But yeah, with that, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of episode number 27 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Lads, how we feeling?
I'm tired and my
Hungry.
head hurts. I think I'm getting sick.
No
Don't
way.
get
Are
us
you-
No,
sick.
I have no idea, but
Get away from me.
I
Do
feel
not
something.
get us sick. We do have a backup plan in case he ever gets sick. I have a backup mic I can give you. We can record it remotely.
No way.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So we'd have to figure that out. The Mets are winning. There's no way.
I may have to turn this fan off.
See, you're right, Gio.
Bro, I don't know why you keep that on.
That's crazy.
With the weather changing and it getting cold, putting more cold air on me is not the thing to
Yeah.
do.
Lindor hit a leadoff homer.
Wow.
Let's go.
So it's 1-0.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Mets are on a
There you
roll.
go.
let's go. But yeah, Gio, we've reached that point in the video. For those that are still with the flow, what do they comment?
Says Yush Ob.
Anything but that.
Bo Jesus.
Comment. Let's see. Comment down, Commissioner.
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 Can you spell commissioner?
COMMISSIONER.
There you
Yes.
There you
Two
go.
M's, two S's.
He's not an idiot. Confirmed. Let's go. W. But yeah, guys, we hope you enjoyed this mini series of preseason power rankings. It will maybe be back during the season, maybe at the end of the season. It will definitely be back next off season for the 26th season. But as far as next week goes, lads, the NBA will be back. By the time the episode goes out, we're going to be doing our official 2025 predictions. However, we're recording this the night before opening day. So everything will be raw, authentic, all that stuff. And yeah, we'll see what else comes back. It'll be your turn next week, Gio, for shower thoughts. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. On the road to 5K, hit the bell, that way you're notified every single time we upload, which is every day. Check out the shorts if you're on Spotify audio platforms. Drop 5 stars, give us a follow, answer the polls. Follow us on our socials down in the description below, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Follow us on our socials, on our personal ones below here. Get Gio to a mill. Is that everything else? Is that everything we covered? Is that everything?
Yeah.
Am I missing anything?
I think you did it.
All right. Well, this is technically our final off-season episode. By the time you see the next one, the NBA season will be back and underway. We hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next week in episode 28. Peace out.